Like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show. Weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead, hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a small moment to share the stream. Okay, take a small moment to share the stream, y'all. There's so many people who need to get great content like this. And it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, we are back for another very interesting show. We're going to tackle two subjects today, y'all. We're going to tackle two subjects, y'all, but two very interesting things. The fake doctor and the fake marriage, y'all. The fake doctor and the fake marriage. Okay, I did put a link in the description. I forgot to put the other link in. Well, I couldn't find the other link that I was supposed to have, but I might put it in after the show. But I'm sure that's the one that most people have already seen, where a quote unquote Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was on the Breakfast Club and had an interesting interview. And let's say some interesting thing. Did it come out the interview? Or was it an interesting thing that was missing from the interview? But we'll get back to that in a second. But before we get started, I want to say shout out to all my people who give me views on a regular basis, because y'all make up the fam around here. Appreciate y'all big time. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream, because y'all helping this algorithm go. Thank you very much for doing so. Shout out to all the people who hype me up every chance they get, y'all. I know you got to save it for people. And I'm going to say, You know what? Save it for the Roger Report Live. It's probably the best thing you can do when it comes to hyping somebody's channel up. Probably the best thing you can do, and probably can be the most used over here. Okay, real talk. Shout out to all the people who hit that like button, because y'all make this channel grow in such a way, and I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna say shout out to all the people who go above and beyond the call of duty. People who actually take the time out to share financial contribution to the stream. Okay. I do appreciate that big time. I definitely appreciate that big time, because I know you don't have to do it, but you do it anyway. Okay. I know you don't have to do it, but you do it anyway. So I'm going to say shout out, give a special shout out. I'm going to give a special shout out I'm gonna give a shout out to the lead attorney, y'all. We're gonna give a shout out to the lead attorney, y'all. Okay. Person who's actually donated before, or who has become a financial contributor. So shout out to him. So we're gonna give him his recognition. Shout out to the lead attorney. But I think he's a real lawyer, y'all. I'm kind of I don't have any real doubts at all. He is an actual lawyer. Okay. Shout out to the lead attorney. Pretty good channel, pretty sizable channel at this point. But shout out to him for being a real lawyer. Okay. Shout out to that man. Shout out to that man. And let me give a few shout outs to some people who joined the chat, and y'all know how it goes around here. There can only be one. So we're gonna give a quick shout out to what we like to call the Highlander of today's stream, and that is, believe it or not, y'all, we got Bunga Bunga. My first time seeing him here, but guess what? Right through the door, Highlander of the stream. Hey, somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it. So shout out to Bunga Bunga. He says, good morning, beautiful people. Shout out from Seattle. So, well, shout out to you, Bunga Bunga. Shout out to you. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Hope we see you around more in the future. And that's real talk. Okay, so shout out to him before first time in getting the Highlander of today's stream. Shout out also to Jerome Payne. What's going on, my brother? Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. We got Tunnel Runner in the building as well. Shout out to Bronk. What's good, my brother? What's good? Glad to see you. Mr. Bentley is in the building, representing as he always does. Hashtag Long Live the Habitual Line Steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the Wilderness. Hashtag Dignity Over Vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's Baby. Hashtag Hydra. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. We got the Great Black Reset in the building. Great to see you, brother. Inspired Truth Broadcast is here. What's happening? What's happening? I'm listening. Is at the cool table. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Afro Merchant is checked in. Great to see you as well. Great to see you as well. We got a great show for y'all today. We're going to deal with two different subjects, y'all. The fake doctor and the fake marriage. So let's just get it out the way, y'all. Let's just get it out the way. All right. There's a woman around here that a lot of people was paying attention to. Okay. And I'm going to say far too much attention to from the very beginning. Okay. Y'all, now, you know what? I got to say, y'all, as a person who's lost many a channel, and some of y'all have witnessed that, maybe some of y'all are new and haven't done that. For a person who has lost many a channel, this is where it's sad that you lost channel because you just can't refer back to a previous stream that you had already done. Okay. And I'm sure some of y'all may remember me saying when before Dr. Quote unquote Dr. Cheyenne Brand got a little big, I told y'all I went to these interviews where she started getting some form of recognition from. I watched the whole Cam Newton interview, and I watched the whole Nick Cannon interview that she was involved with. Okay. I said the lady was slick. Okay. Now, I've never publicly challenged her degree. I will say that. Y'all never heard me challenge her degree. And y'all know I'm a channel. I do not go after other content creators. I don't do that. Okay. I don't know if she ever became a content creator herself with her own channel or anything like that. I don't know what the deal is in that because I never pursued it. Didn't care. You couldn't pay me to watch her channel. Okay. Well, I guess realistically you would have to pay me to watch her channel. If I can't get some money from it, it wouldn't have been worth my time. Okay. But I told y'all from the very beginning, even though I never challenged whether she had a degree or not, I left that on other people was making those accusations. I didn't care. Okay, I didn't care. Because you know what I do, y'all? I blame the people who watch for what they watch. Everybody ain't got to watch everything. That's just the way it is for me. Everybody ain't got to watch everything. If you go to a person's channel and you start watching them, as I've said many a time, y'all, I got to hold you accountable for what you believe. All right? Because I know people lie. So how can you deal with that? I got to hold you accountable for what you choose to believe, because belief is a choice. Belief is something that we are not clear about. Okay, you can choose to believe something or you can choose to ignore something. That's on you at the end of the day. So unfortunately, I have to hold you accountable for what you believe. And some people out here truly believe in a quote unquote Dr. Cheyenne Bryan. They believed in her. Okay. Am I mad that they believed in it? Not at all. Not at all. Of course, you're going to get somebody. Okay. You know, you do some stuff like that, you're going to get somebody. All of us get food at some point. I mean, we humans. Okay. Everybody can get food at some point, and we can get food in a lot of ways, a lot of different things, a lot of different scenarios that happen where people get food. You know, so it is what it is. But you got to take your lumps when you get food. That's just the whole thing. You got to take your lumps when you get food. Sometimes the lump is easy. Sometimes the lump not so easy. Now I'm gonna say this. I told y'all from the get go she was crazy. You know, this is why I would love to be able to pull back that first Straight My Dealer before she made too much noise. And I said, hey man, I listened to these interviews. This woman will say a extremely dumb thing, and then she'll say something real smart, and then she'll say some other dumb stuff right behind. And she was just like a you know, smart dumb. I'm not gonna say the lady didn't say anything smart. She did. She said a couple things that was kind of smart. I'm sure she said some things that would be helpful to somebody. She just kept sandwiching the things the smart things she said between all this super dumb stuff. You know? You know, so hey, I didn't question whether she was a doctor or not, because you know what? I'm gonna just keep it real. I think the way a lot of colleges and universities are nowadays, and the way a lot of things have kind of went across in society, I think somebody who I think a nutbag can get a degree. I do believe that. I do believe you can get a nutbag with a degree in something that deals with things that are less tangible, like psychology. I think a nutbag can get a degree. So I never questioned her degree. Okay. You know, I didn't have no reason to question her degree. I believe a nutbag can get a degree where you have room to play with. Okay. But when I heard her talk about how proud she was, okay, of her daddy, why he was a quote unquote gangster, he was a big time drug dealer, whatever the case was. Doctor, She tried to make a name for herself, but she extremely proud of her father's criminal activity. Now, this is the thing. According to her father turned her life around. Oh, excuse me. According to her father turned her life around. So why would you be so proud of a guy who turned his life around, who's in a totally opposite direction? Why would you be so proud of his past life? That don't make no sense to me. It ain't never made no sense to me. Now, I understand a person can be proud of their father regardless of what situation they come from. But if your father walks away from a lifestyle that he doesn't approve of, why would you be so proud that he was involved in that lifestyle? See, I watched some interviews of her. I saw stuff she said, okay? Why? Because I'm a content creator, so I check into stuff. So therefore, I had to sit and watch her nonsense. All right. I had to sit and watch her nonsense. All right. I had to get a feel for what's going on with her. I started hearing the rumors later on that, people don't think she got a degree. My thing is, did she need to have one or not need to have one? If you listen to the woman, what difference did it make? Okay. What difference did it make? The stuff that she was willing to say publicly, what difference did it make if she had a degree? I'm never gonna discount the hard work you have to do to get a degree. Okay, not gonna do that. I'm never gonna be a person that says, like education is bad. No, education, you get it and you make sense of it how you need to. Not gonna say education is bad. All right. There can be things that go along with education is bad. There's certain indoctrination that goes along with education that is bad, but education itself is not a bad thing. So pursuing a higher education, I'm not gonna say is a poor decision. But there's people who do well in class, and there's people who do not so well in class. There's people who, they do the work at a super high level, and then there's people who barely pass. When you get your degree, it doesn't say that, it doesn't give you a full range of what it means to the person. Is this a person who barely passed? Did they barely pass because they hardly did the work? They did just enough to get by? Was this a person that was a leader in the classroom? Like, you don't get any of those details. Okay. Did other people do your work for you? You don't know. But people get out sometime and they start doing what they can to be a public figure. And that's what this woman decided to do. Now, I can't down her for getting an education. But what you're going to do with the education sometimes is a very important thing. Okay? A very, very important thing. And for whatever reason, she decided to make a mockery of this supposed education. Now, look. She maintained she had a degree. Y'all, I'm gonna try to find that clip and stick it back in and stick it in the. I don't know what I did with it, but I'm gonna try to find that clip where it was just her saying that, for the most part, if y'all have not seen the clip, she went on the Breakfast Club interview and basically she said that she has been educated. Okay. She's been educated. Okay. But where she happened to be educated from, that place closed down. It no longer exists at this particular point. And she looked into pulling her records and found out a third-party company that had her records only kept the records for 2 years. So unfortunately, she can't access those records at this point. That's interesting. Now, I'm not saying she didn't go to school. Okay, y'all. I ain't saying she didn't go to school. I'm sure she went to school at some point. A lot of Black women go to school. I'm sure she went to school at some point. Now, what she did in school is kind of left up to questions. Okay, there's questions about what she did in school. Now, before I go too far, let me deal with some of these super chats. I got some nice people helping me get off to the good start, and I appreciate it big time. I appreciate it. Shout out to Positive Vibes. All snap. She says, "Good morning, good morning, Roger. I'm really married to a billionaire." Shout out to Positive Vibes. She is married to, you know what, Positive? I wouldn't have guessed that. I wouldn't have guessed that. Real talk, you know? And you know, we ain't got nothing but love for you over here, okay? We ain't got nothing but love for you over here. So y'all, this is what I'm gonna ask y'all to do, okay? Because we got Positive Vibes who, y'all know how proud I am that I'm doing a stream that the wife of a billionaire is, you know, comes to my stream on a regular basis. But look, y'all, we not gonna ask her nothing about her marriage license. We ain't gonna ask her what her husband name is. We ain't gonna ask nothing. Hands off, y'all. Hands off. We just gonna support her in her marriage to a billionaire. Shout out to you, Positive Vibes. Congratulations. You know, we know you weren't married last time we talked, so we can clearly assume it happened over the weekend. So congratulations to your new marriage to a billionaire. I really appreciate you, sister. I really appreciate you. And y'all, don't y'all ask her nothing. Don't y'all ask her nothing. Okay. Shout out to Bunga Bunga. He says, shout out to the folks working in mental health. You know what? Yes, shout out to the people who take mental health seriously enough to get educated in it and actually help people with mental health situations. Shout out to all those people. Okay. All the people who went and actually completed the work. Okay. Got the degree and used the degree to actually help some people. Okay. Shout out to all those people. And shout out to Bunga Bunga 5150 for saying that. Appreciate you. And that's real talk. Okay. That's real talk. Okay. Shout out to Afro Merchant. He says, Miss Bryant is the doctor and Dr. Dre long live habitual high steppers. Look now, Afro Merchant. Okay, I'm gonna say that's some pretty high praise. Because I think Dr. Dre, if anybody, he gets surgical with it now. He gets surgical with them beats now. Okay. All right, Dr. Dre gets surgical with them beats now. Okay. You know, he's a person who went out and earned it. Okay. He earned it in a way that we can see it. Okay. Shout out to Dr. Dre. He earned it in a way that we can see it, y'all. And when it comes to being a beast, I mean, he a PhD. I give him that. When it comes to these beasts, he a PhD. Real talk. And so I don't know if Miss Bryant is worthy of that level of praise, but shout out to you, Afro Merchant. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And I'm going to say shout out to the Great Black Reset. He says, Dr. Bryant was in class with hot sauce at Harvard. Oh, you know what? Again, more high praise. Because you know what? I don't doubt hot sauce with the Harvard. I'm going to say that. I don't know if she's worthy of all that kind of praise because I don't guess that, you know, hot sauce has he been Yeah. I mean, I can see the Harvard in him. Okay, I'm gonna say that, y'all. Shout out to hot sauce. You can see the evidence of Harvard. I've never had the question on it. Does he have a degree? I ain't never had to question that. Now, again, y'all, I never actually questioned is quote unquote Dr. Bryant had a degree. I didn't think it was necessary. I thought any intelligent person that would sit down and listen to her, you know, she went out and did these public interviews, y'all. I mean, I think I had to listen to one with her. I think Melissa Ford had her on the show. I had to listen to her on that too. I heard the woman a few times in these long interviews. So, you know, I probably heard her speak for 10 hours or something close to that. Okay. Definitely over 5 hours. But I probably heard her speak for 10 hours, man. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure out she ain't all there in the head. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Now, I would never try to quote, well, I ain't gonna say never, you never know what'll happen, but I've never tried to quote unquote diagnose another doctor, but I don't think it takes rocket science to figure out she off in the head herself. Okay. Now, if a doctor who's off in the head herself can go around helping other patients, I mean, more power to them if they can. More power to them if they can. But when I think about somebody who comes across as a nutbag to me, that ain't the doctor I want. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. That's just not the doctor I want. And that's real talk. I don't know what she good for. Y'all got to figure that out. But you know what? People was liking her. People was pushing for her. You know, sadly, a lot of sisters was trying to push for her. I knew when they was doing it, it was not a great idea. But hey, I did a show about it, y'all. Before she got too big, I did a show about it. I told y'all what it was. Now, if anybody didn't listen to the Roger Report Live, that's on you. All I can do is make the content, okay? I can make the content. Well, if you pay attention to it, not it's your fault, okay? You can say what you want, but I put the news out there, man. I say the lady was kind of a nutbag. It is what it is. And you know what? Even if you get a degree, does that mean anything once you become a nutbag? Because maybe she became a nutbag after she got her quote unquote degree. I don't know. I just heard so much stuff out of her that I was like the lady kind of a nutbag. It is what it is. Okay. Shout out to my main man Floyd Thompson. Appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time. And thank you for dropping that 57-cent trail penalty tax. He says hashtag be a lifelong learner. Hashtag don't lose half your stuff. Hashtag long live habitual line stuff. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. I appreciate that big time. Appreciate that big time. That's real talk. That's real talk, y'all. So look, y'all, it is what it is. Okay. The doctors have come home to roost. Y'all got people asking questions out here. I'm gonna say I appreciate her attempt to be honest. Okay, I do appreciate her attempt to be honest. Shout out to Bronk. Okay, shout out to Bronk. Appreciate your super chat, my brother. Shout out to Bronk. Bronk says, Lena, please don't come here with that BS today. Wait a minute. Hold on, Bronk. Hold on, Bronk. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, brother. I love you like a play cuz. Okay, I love you like a play cuz. But what we gonna do today? What we're going to do today? Okay. Now y'all know. Overall, I do not like false narratives. Okay, I don't like people trying to push a false narrative across. Okay, but I'm gonna say in honor of Dr. Bryant. Okay, I see how this be protecting black women. Y'all, I'm finna protect Lena. Okay, in honor of Dr. Bryant today. Okay, as long as we know you joke, you're gonna be allowed to say any false narrative about yourself today that we can't necessarily prove. Okay. So look here. Bronk, I appreciate you because I mean, truthfully, you got my back, and I appreciate that. Okay, you got my back. I say it time and time again. I don't like false narratives, and I'm glad that you trying to help me and protect the channel. But I'm gonna say now, today gonna have to be the day. They say it's an exception to every rule, y'all. They say it's an exception to every. So today gonna be the exception. Okay. You can claim any particular thing you want to today, y'all. Today gonna be the one day you can make any outrageous claim you want to, and we ain't gonna check into nothing. Okay, we not checking in because look, y'all know I'm from the Chi, right? Y'all know I'm from the Chi. I'm born and raised here. Okay, born and raised. Proud of that. Okay, yo, and we had a team in Chicago that was doing something in the 90s, man. We was doing something in the 90s. Now look. Michael Jordan had a documentary and it kind of came out to, probably the world, something I knew years and years ago, that he had a small crew of people with him and they called it the Breakfast Club, and they get up and they go work out. Okay. They Michael Jordan had a gym in his house. They go over to Mike's house and they work out together. Okay. Now, I ain't never told y'all this on air before. I ain't never told y'all this on air. But I used to go down to Highland Park, right? And I would I meet Jordan and the fellas. You know, Pip was always there. Randy Brown was even there a few times. You know, Ron Harper was in the building. You know, some different guys came in over time, y'all. And over the years, see what happened is we ran into Mike one day. You know, we was chilling. We went to a Bulls game. We ended up talking to Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? My pops, and my brothers. We talked to Michael Jordan, right? And next thing you know, Jordan was like real cool. He was like, man, y'all should come kick it with us. And we was like, what? And he was like, yeah, well, we do this thing called the Breakfast Club, okay? And y'all can kick it with us. And he was like, my boys, I got some sons, somewhat about your age. I got some boys, right? So, it is what it is, man. And we set up this whole relationship. And I've been up here faking like I don't know Michael Jordan, okay? I've been faking, y'all. Like I don't know Michael Jordan. See, this why Michael Jordan, I couldn't put him in front of Jesus, right? I couldn't put him in front of Jesus. I had to give Michael Jordan a Living Legend Award. And see, I gave it to Jesus first, okay? Yeah, Black Jesus, Jesus of Nazareth, the one in the Bible, okay? The black man who came and died for all sins. I gave him the Living Legend Award first, because we can't none of us do much without Jesus, okay? But after Jesus, okay, I gave it to Michael Jordan because we somewhat cool now. We kind of homies to a certain degree. Like he like right? All right. So I've been faking the whole time, y'all. I've been faking the whole time. Now, just because we don't have no pictures together, don't mean it ain't true. Just because I can't never borrow no money from him, don't mean it ain't true. Just because he don't let me ride around in the Lamborghini or nothing does not mean it ain't true, okay? Yeah, I get it. Some of y'all may say, well, I watched The Last Dance and they talked about the Breakfast Club. I didn't see you in the background nowhere. Look, man, I kept standing to the side so I wouldn't be on the film because it was supposed to be about Bulls player. And I wasn't an active Bulls player at the time. See, that's what it was. I wasn't an active Bulls player and I respected that. So I would just step to the side when they came through. Me and my pops was there, okay, and my brothers. So look, we out here. I wonder, is this one keeping it real goes wrong, y'all? Is this one keeping it real goes wrong? So again, shout out to Lena. I appreciate you. Congratulations on the marriage. And that's real talk. Congratulations. Shout out to Brunk for trying to hold the channel down. And shout out to my main man. Gold P is in the building. He says, what's this? If it Lena give F it, Lena, give me some money. Roger, that ain't a question, sir. It's a statement. Lena, when we see you, we want the money. Don't clench your purse now. Well, you know what? She got it. That's all I'm gonna tell you, Gold P. Lena got it. Okay, she got it. Okay. But hey, in honor of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, a lot has happened for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Now, okay, on a regular basis, no false narrative, but we celebrating, quote unquote, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant today. Okay, we celebrating her today, so it is what it is. Right? Matter of fact, right after the show, I'm gonna get up with Mike, y'all. I'll tell y'all about that tomorrow. I'll tell you how we kick it today, tomorrow. Okay, but we do have a guest up here, y'all. We do got a guest, so let's get back down to business. Let's get back down to it. We got Dr. Ball in the house. Dr. Ball is in the house. And shout out to Afro. Y'all see, shout out to Afro Merchant. He said, I can vouch for Roger's story. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. See, y'all ain't know it, but sometime me and Afro Merchant, we still be when we. Matter of fact, he kicking with us tomorrow, y'all. Today. It's gonna be today. I'm gonna tell y'all about it tomorrow. But he gonna kick after the show. Afro Merchant and myself and some friends, we gonna get up. Mike coming to Chicago today. Okay, he in Chicago today. We're gonna do a few things, and then we'll tell y'all about it tomorrow. That's the way it's going around these parts. Now, don't ask for no pictures, okay? Don't ask for no pictures or nothing. Don't ask for nothing. Yo, matter of fact, don't even worry about it. We're going to have a story. By the time you ask me for pictures, I'm going to have a story why they not going to be available. Because y'all know Mike's a very private guy. Mike is a very private guy. So it is what it is. But let me read this real quick, and then I'm going to give it to Dr. Ball. Shout out to Floyd Thompson. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Floyd say, I ate off Scotty's boat a few times and watched him crush my cousin's boyfriend in a game of 21. And, I didn't want no parts of that shellacking. Hashtag long live the habitual line establishment. Shout out to Mr. Thompson, y'all. Shout out to Mr. Thompson, y'all. And I can verify that. Because, Mike Crib, Scotty Crib, they wasn't all that far apart when they was both like mainly living in Chicago. Their cribs wasn't that far apart, y'all. They wasn't that far apart. So sometimes I'm with the Breakfast Club, but Scotty would come over and all that type of stuff. And Scotty would come over and Floyd be with him. And I'd be like, what up, Floyd? You know what I'm saying? Me and Floyd go back a long way. We go back to the Breakfast Club today. So I'm vouching for Floyd. You know what I'm saying? I'm vouching for Floyd. Now I didn't see his cousin get that shellacking. But Floyd was with Scotty when they came to the Breakfast Club. See, I was already in Mike's crib. And then here comes Scotty and Floyd. So, stuff happens. So I believe him, okay? I believe him. Yo, shout out to Floyd, man. Real talk. But we're going to give it to Dr. Ball to let him chime in where he want to chime in on this one, y'all. Dr. Ball, you have the magical floor today because we got a magical floor in here today, y'all. We got a magical floor. Go right ahead, my brother.
Is that how you want to start your Monday, Roger?
Hey, man, I didn't choose Monday. Monday chose me.
You started starting off your Monday bashing on this good old doctor, huh?
What are you talking about?
We only have a few doctors in the black community, and this is what you're doing to her?
Man, we got plenty. We got plenty. I done had doctors come on the show.
She's a PhD, you know that, right?
I done had a couple PhDs. Matter of fact, I had 3 PhDs at least come to my show. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I done had 4 PhDs come to my show. Okay, we got doctors out there. Okay, we got. She ain't come. So shout out to the PhDs who been here before.
Ain't that something? So she's getting tailed up by black women because she said something good about black men, huh? That's why they're coming after her. Because when she was giving black men the business, they were all cheering. All the good old doctors giving the black men the business. But once she said, "Oh, you know what? We got more good black men ready for marriage than black women," all of a sudden they want to question her credentials. They weren't checking for her credential when she was bashing us, when she was bad mouthing black men. There was no credential needed at the time. But now all of a sudden they want to question her. No, I disagree. She's a doctor.
Oh,
a real doctor.
Snap! I see what you're doing, bro. Okay.
She's a real doctor. I'm not gonna question her validity. I'm not gonna question her credentials. I'm not gonna question anything about her. She's a real doctor, a genuine doctor.
So it seemed like you implying there's some sisters was cool with her being a doctor right up until the point that she made a statement that would suggest that black men are ready for marriage. Seems like that's what you're trying to imply. Okay.
That's what it is. That's what it is. But it was all good 6 months ago.
Boy, I ain't think about it like that, brother. I ain't think about it like that, okay?
Nah. 6 months ago when she was on everybody's podcast, psychoanalyzing black man, giving black men the business. He was all good. He was cheering. Like, oh, yes, yes, queen. Tell him, queen. Mm-hmm.
See, you throwing out stuff I can't really go against. You know what I'm saying? I can't really go against that. Okay, you got a point. You got a point. They was cool. They was cool with her being a doctor. You know, matter of fact, it was all good just a week ago.
Yeah,
just like the song say, it was all good just a week ago.
when she was giving the former footballer the business because he had several baby mamas, she was talking about, oh, you're creating broken family and all that good shit.
Now, Lord have mercy. They was cheering on too, y'all. They was cheering on. I can't say you're wrong. I can't say. I watched that whole interview. I can't say you're wrong. I can't. Shout out to Yogami. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. He says, ducked by her bride ain't. What's ducked by her bride ain't wants PhD privilege on the Roger Report Live. Well, you see, look, I'm gonna tell you what. I gotta be fair. I have to be fair, y'all. If for some reason she came to the Roger Report Live, would I give her PhD privilege? See, I could have. Now it's kind of questionable on if she should receive PhD privilege. So, see, and now I would have to make a public decision and say, should she get it, even though she's self-admitted that she can't even show that she's a PhD. Not that I asked somebody to give me their credentials, but she put it out there that if I asked, she wouldn't be able to give me her credentials. That puts the Roger Report in a tough spot, don't it, y'all? Don't that put me in a tough spot? Well, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay.
If I ever say so in the matter, I'd give her the PhD privilege. she said she's a doctor. I believe her. I believe you're a good doctor. At this point, she can call herself a neurosurgeon, and I'll still believe her.
Shout out to Floyd Thompson one more again. He said Magic Mondays on the Roger Report Live. Hashtag pretty HD doctor. I said you could throw some meaning behind that H. Then you could definitely throw some meaning behind that H. The word that comes to my mind wouldn't be the most flattering for, but there's some meaning you can throw behind that H. Shout out to Floyd. And shout out to Jerome Payne. He said most degrees, most educated. Hashtag believe all women, Roger. See that don't that put me in the spot? Okay, so now if they say they got a degree, I just gotta believe all women. See, I guess if she was a man, I could question it if I wanted to, but I guess I have to believe all women. So, man, that's a tough spot. That's definitely a tough spot. Shout out to the Great Black Reset. He said, "You missed my last super chat. Important info, sir. My mistake, my brother. My mistake. My apologies. Let's get back to that super chat, y'all. Let's get back. Matter of fact, I see one from Kangaroo as well that I skipped past. My bad to him. So let's get that out the way too. He says, Roger, I'm an astronaut. And the black guy that was hold up. Let me do that justice, y'all. He said, Roger, I'm an astronaut. And the black guy that was on ratings the other day going to the moon, I don't know who that other ninja is though, okay? Shout out to Kangaroo. He giving us the real story, y'all. He giving us the real. It took us a long time to go back to the moon. And even though they didn't necessarily touch down, they went to go see the dark side of the moon. And Kangaroo giving us the real story. He giving us the real scoop. So shout out to Kangaroo who likes us enough to give us a real scoop, okay? Real talk. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Shout out to Gold P, y'all. He said me and Kobe was there at the gym. My bad. Shout out to Gold P. He said, me and Kobe was there at the gym too. Roger, Kobe yelled out "Busters" on the court, and we had to fight, all of them. And you see what happened? You see what happened? Because y'all know Kobe was still at all. Gold P, I didn't recognize you then. See, that's what it is. I didn't see, we didn't know each other like that, like we know now. So I didn't recognize you then. So that was you. Now I can confirm that we got into it, okay? I can confirm that we got into it. I remember Kobe was there, and he was with some dude, okay? He had a few of his friends. So I guess Gold P was one of them, okay? You know what? Shout out to Gold P. I didn't know that was you, but it's all love now, though. It's all love. And shout out to the Great Black Reset. He said, Roger, stop talking about Bronx therapists. Oh, snap. It's all starting to make sense now. Shout out to the Great Black Reset. My brother, I did not intentionally skip this super chat, brother, okay? I did not intentionally. I would have never, ever intentionally skipped this super chat, okay? My apologies 1,000-fold. My apologies 1,000-fold. Okay, so I'm going to read that one more again. He said, Roger, stop talking about Bronx therapists. It's all starting to make sense now. Okay. You know what, Bronx, I'm glad I met you after that show I did about her, the first one I did about her, because I did a couple shows with her. Lord have mercy. I done had to listen to this lady talk, okay? Hey, man, I might, okay? Shout out to AJJ. He says, Roger about to laugh up a lung today. I might. I definitely might, okay? Real talk, man. You know, I don't even know if we're going to get to the other subject, but we going to see how it goes. I'm going to turn the mic over to these other guests, and we'll see how it go from there. So, Gold P, you in the building. Appreciate you for being here, my brother. Appreciate you for being here. What you got, my brother? What you got?
Okay, can you guys hear me?
No, we can't.
Yeah, Gold P, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can't hear anything from you.
Hey, you know what? Turn around. You may want to get in there until Gold P get back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, that's what we doing, right? That's what we doing.
Go P.
We hear you now, Gold P. We hear you now. We hear you.
Yeah. Let me start out, man. What's happening? Hit that like button
before you start. Well, no, let me just say, I apologize, brother. I apologize. We had a scuffle back in the day. It was some guy with Kobe. I know that was you, my brother. I hope I ain't black your eye or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I got kind of bruised up in that one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you was the one that did it, that somebody kind of cracked the rib. I don't know if that was you, but hey, I apologize for whatever happened between us back in the day. Okay, I know that was you. I remember Kobe was there with some guys, so I know that was you, my brother. I know. But I appreciate you for being a part of the show. But go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Let me start again before I was rudely interrupted. Once again, shout out to the Roger Report. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Second part, Roger, you meant to skip by my super chat when it referred to Kobe and I being at the Breakfast Club, sir. You meant to skip that because you knew. Nobody said we lost anything. I said we had to fight all of them. And we whooped y'all like some wet suckers on the court. So don't be trying to shape the conversation like you won something. No, we left all y'all heads swollen. You couldn't even get out the door because your head was so swollen. Yeah, you couldn't even see the door because your eyes was all closed. Couldn't see the court after we whooped y'all Kobe was right. Y'all was some busters. We yelled out busters. You guys were just mad about it. So I will leave it at that.
Well, you know what, brother? I appreciate that. But I don't want you to believe that I'm holding a grudge after all these years. But I do believe you just admitted you cracked my rib because I left with a cracked rib, y'all.
No, I said your head was swollen, your eyes were closed. You couldn't even see your way off the court. Now, if you ended up with a bust rib, that's something that was incidental. It happened. Don't worry about it. Now, I'm glad you're good. Now you decided to retire out and put together supposedly the greatest show on earth. I can appreciate you.
Don't hate on the show now. Don't hate on the show. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Didn't mean to cut you off. My apology, sir. Okay, I don't want to get jumped again. I don't want to get
jumped. Thank you. You know, I don't like busters. Sir.
All right, I'm gonna get one more super chat in. Then we go turn it over to Tony Runner, and then we got I think Dr. GBR today. So shout out to Brown. He said, I've seen Dr. Brown a couple of times. That's why I'm here now. This therapy is much better for a fraction of the cost. Now that I can support that, bro. I can support. We're gonna stand by that message, okay? We gonna stand by that message, and that's real talk. Okay, y'all. Now again, if y'all are new here, I want y'all to know, generally, we do not allow false narratives. But in honor of Dr. Brian today, have at it. That's all I'm gonna say. Have at it. Because come tomorrow, no more false narratives, y'all. Okay, but in honor of quote unquote Dr. Bryant, you can have your way with it today. So turn around and go ahead and get in there, and then we'll get to Dr. GBR after you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, as I don't know if she's a doctor or not, but I also know she can't make that big mistake. If you start supporting the sisters, you cannot turn on the sisters and tell them they're good black men out there. That was her big mistake. She's trying to talk about. She turned on the sisters. She turned on them after all that good talking about putting black men down and telling them they ain't no good, and then she gonna say something bad about the sisters. She's supposed to know it's always Jermaine's fault. So I mean, she let that go on, and that was her big mistake. She stepped into it right then and there. So I mean, and then at a 41-year-old woman talking about she's looking to get married and have babies, and she hasn't done anything before that. That wasn't a bright move. If she's trying to get married, and have a baby, just taking the IUD out at 42 might be a big mistake.
And I think they confirmed the rumor that she's also dating women. I don't know where she's gonna get the kid from. So a lot of questionable behavior there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Roger, I have one more thing to say, brother, and then I have to go.
Go ahead, sir.
You know how I can confirm you purposely skipped all of them? Because I sent the super chat, paid my taxes, and you ain't said nothing. See, that's how you are, brother. I think you still holding things from way back, man. Yeah.
Well, if you cracked my rib, you gave me a reason.
Well, I'm just saying, man. I'm just proving my point, man.
Now,
I appreciate you.
Now, don't slide out like that. Now,
No. I'm sliding out because I don't want to be around somebody who's still holding, who still has reservations about, me and my company I keep. Yeah. Kobe.
I hadn't said the other ones either, brother. So chill. So see, now you're trying to paint the picture. I hadn't said the other cash out, and I skipped some other people's super chats as well.
Yeah,
I'm getting them all in.
I sent it, sir. So
You
Yeah,
ain't the only one. You ain't the only one,
we
and you
ain't
wasn't
talking
the
about
only
everybody else.
supervisor.
We ain't talking about everybody else. Why are you you just like Miss Bryant? Just what? See what I'm talking about?
You know what? Okay,
Yeah, 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 yeah. See,
we gonna get
no
the we
need for
gonna
me to keep talking to you. No need for me to keep talking to you, sir.
we gonna
Nope.
get we gonna get
Uh,
cash apps in now.
no,
Okay.
no, no, no. Don't try to make up with me now, bro.
Um, shout out to Lawrence. Lawrence sent the $5 cash app. Boom. There we go, brother. Yo, shout out to you, Lawrence. I appreciate the cash app. And I do appreciate the cash app, y'all, because the cash app, they come directly to me. I ain't got to send it through the system. They don't take no cut. It's straight to me. So shout out to Lawrence for the cash app. How about that, brother? That make you feel any better? I hope it do. I hope it do.
Yeah.
Shout
Okay.
out to Lawrence for the cash
See.
app.
You gonna make me pull receipts. You gonna make me pull receipts.
I was getting to it, bro. I was getting to it.
You
Okay.
see, yeah,
I was
yeah,
getting to it.
yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to Gold P, who actually got his cash in first before Lawrence. But shout out to Lawrence one more again.
Yeah,
Gold
yeah,
P.
yeah, yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to Gold P. He said, "What's happening?" Okay. And shout out to him. He dropped the $5.95, so he dropped taxes for trail billing and shark fin. So
See,
appreciate you big time, my brother. Appreciate you big
where's Shark at so
time.
he can
Okay.
correct the record?
Okay.
Because, well, actually, Great Reset is here, right? He know Roger has a problem with me because that's not how I say it. I say, man, what's happening? You see, don't even want to.
You know what?
No,
Let
I'm
me
out, man.
cut him off and say shout out to
I'm tired of
Jerome
you.
Payne.
No,
Shout out to
I'm
Jerome
tired
Payne
of
for the
you.
super chat.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm tired of you just
Go P,
messing up, man.
can I respectfully read the
No,
super chat,
you
brother?
can't.
Can I
No,
respectfully
no,
read the super chat?
no, you
You
can't.
the one made me address the money
I
right
already
now. And I'm
corrected it.
addressing it
I
right now.
already corrected it, man. You
I was
late.
gonna try to get
Bye.
GBR in,
No,
then come back
no,
around. But that
no.
wasn't good enough. That wasn't
I'm
good enough.
crashing out now. I'm crashing out now. No.
And you know what? Go P, I'm gonna recommend a good doctor for you. I got a good we gonna talk. I'm gonna recommend a good doctor for you, bro. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. We gonna get past all this. We gonna work this out. So shout out to Jerome P. He said, Roger, remember that time we had lunch with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bruce Lee? Laugh out loud. What a day. Shout out to Jerome. You know what, Jerome? I almost forgot about that. Shout out to you, brother. That was exciting. That was educational. It was everything, man. You would not believe that two guys that's so different in height could have so much in common. But yeah, meet Jerome, Bruce, and Kareem, y'all. See, I know about first name basis. And Kareem, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't do it, but he'll let me call him Lou. Okay. He won't let y'all call him Lou. You know, you call him Lou, it's gonna be a problem. He'll let us call Jerome can call him Lou. I can call him Lou, but everybody else can't call him Lou. Got to call him Kareem or honestly, Mr. Abdul Jabbar. But we got it like that. We got it like that. So and we miss our friend Bruce Lee, y'all. We miss our friend. He passed away a few years ago, but we miss our friend. We talk about him from time to time. Me and Jerome. So shout out to the Lee family. Okay, shout out to the Lee family, and we're gonna go ahead and give it to Dr. GBR.
All right,
So he can tap in the way he needs to.
What's happening? What's happening, man? Yeah.
Uh-oh, GBR, you there? Y'all hear me, right?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. They got him for a second. He must be going through a tough area or something. They got him for a second, but
Hey, Roger, since we're doing false narratives, me and Dr. J are working on a comeback to the NBA.
Well, you don't have to say it's a false narrative because it's y'all could be working out on a comeback to the NBA. Y'all could be. We don't know that you're not. I heard you've been eating real healthy lately. You know what I'm saying? That's what I hear. So y'all definitely could be working out, come back to the NBA. But now look, shout out to quote unquote Dr. Brad. Okay, she has provided a lot of entertainment for a lot of people. I'm gonna say that she's provided a lot of entertainment for a lot of people. But Dr. GBI is back, so I'm gonna go ahead and let him have it right away, so we can hear what the man wants to say. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, bro?
Well,
No, we can't.
According to Brian, they said God turned his mic off. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Man, what's we doing this? We do. I see why Gold P acting up the way he acting. I see why.
Hey, Brian said God turned your mic off, man. I'm just trying to make sure. That's all. I'm just trying to make sure.
Man, bro can't talk. Hey, bro can't talk to God since he was first born. What we talking about here? What we talking about here? Let me get back to my 2 minutes. My 2 minutes. Now, as y'all can see, I am now Dr. GBR. I graduated from USC and Boston College yesterday. Magna cum laude. Both universities at the same time. And I walk across both stages at the same time. Yes, I did. Because, we doing it like that today. We doing it like that today. Now I understand why Pippen is upset with Jordan. Because after all that hard work that man put in for them 6 rings to help Mike when Mike could not help himself, he decided to hang out with Roger all them years. We gonna finally solve the mystery why this man is mad. I understand what's going on here. I understand why he's upset. But hey man, this is what happens when Roger is right. Roger said these women will lie to you and they will lie on you. And man, god dang, Roger, I don't even know why you put up 2 topics, because we ain't gonna never get to the second topic today. We having too much fun with the first one. And I'm gonna land my plane now.
If we don't make it to the second topic today, we can save it for tomorrow. We don't make it. Okay. Because there may be a little more meat on this bone than I anticipated. Okay, I'm just now I'm gonna say shout out to Dr. Brian. Okay, proof you can be a nutbag and still get your doctorate. Okay, all right. She has she did her thing, y'all. She did her thing. I'm gonna give her that credit. She did her thing. She came out of basically nowhere. She somehow got the Cam Newton's podcast to somewhat blow up. Started dropping names like 50 Cent. Went on to Nick Cannon's podcast as well. Tried to give this certain, respectable level, I guess, more over there. Now, matter of fact, if my memory is correct, she came with the titties out on Cam Newton. I think she had titties out, well, not titties out, but a good amount of cleavage, if my memory is correct, okay? And I know she attended some dinner. I don't remember what it was. It might have been an award show where she came with like the little negligee on, okay, with a swimsuit not made for swimming under, So she showed the holes that she was in solidarity with them. She definitely showed the holes that she was in solidarity with them. So y'all, this is a very interesting lady, because you know what? She done made it for a while on this thing about her being a doctor, and everybody just kind of let it go. Okay. So I gotta give her some kind of credit. Everybody just kind of let it go. I seen the Cam Newton interview. I knew she was a nut then. Okay. Then I saw Nick Cannon's interview. Okay. I knew that confirmed that what she was doing in Cam Newton interview wasn't a one-off. Okay. No, she was nutty both times. Now I give her credit, y'all. I've always said she said some smart stuff, but she sandwiched it in between such stupidity. It was amazing. but she was able to go to other places, do other platforms, and probably get a nice little check the whole time. All right. So hey, you know, sometimes you get what you pay for, y'all. That's all. Sometimes you get what you pay for. If you want to believe that a person who talks as nutty as she can is also a doctor, you have that right. This is America, okay? Shout out to Don King. This is America. Only in America, man. Only in America can you sound as crazy as her and people want to believe that you a PhD of some kind, okay? I'm gonna go with the Kanye line. I always had a pretty huge dick, okay? Only PhD I know. But I guess it didn't mean that to some folks. I guess it means a doctorate to a lot of people, and that's cool. That's cool. Hold on, real quick. Shout out to Bunga Bunga 5150 one more again. He said, Roger, it's a great insult to those whom have earned a doctorate. You know what? The way she represented it, I'm gonna say it is what it is. I cannot argue with that at all. She definitely had them looking bad out there. She definitely had them looking bad. Okay. And shout out to a struggle love is love. Okay, struggle love is love. Shout out to you, sister. Shout out to you. She says the Roger Report. You don't know her struggle. Fall back. Struggle. What struggle? Okay. What you mean? Was she struggling? She said her doctor was. Excuse me. She said her father was in the game, right? Her father was in the game. She said he was like a big time gangster or drug dealer or something. What struggle did she have? Because if your daddy out there slanging and he's slinging big time stuff, and you growing up, how you struggling? Okay. He was like, I don't remember exactly what it was, or if it was both, because I think it was both. She said, I don't know who her father is. She said her father was in the game. He was like a real person in the game. So where was the struggle? Okay. I don't get it. You got to give me some information. Exactly when did she struggle? And I guess struggle, love is love must be some kind of supporter, I guess. She says, no, Roger, money is not the only struggle. Okay. And I guess this is a she based on the avatar. Fall back on that sister. Fall back where? What am I saying that we need to fall back from? You see, look, you could join the panel if you want to share some information because you know something we don't know. You are welcome to do so. Okay. But look, I saw the lady sound like a nutbag in multiple places. I ain't even questioned her degree. Now, a lot of other people I question her degree. I'm still not questioning her degree. Now, I saw the clip, and I'll probably find it again and add it to the description, y'all, because I should have had it in this morning. Okay. I should have had it in. I don't know what I did with the clip, but I saw the clip where she said, hey, to the effect, and I'm sure most of y'all have too, something to the effect of, hey, I went to this particular school. The school don't exist no more. Okay. Now, the school sent it to a third party to hold the records. And I went to see about the records, but the records wasn't there because the third party only holds it for 2 years. That was
how convenient. How convenient.
So struggle. I mean, what we need to follow? What are we talking about? I mean, what are we talking about? Okay. Never told anybody not to listen to her. I told, and I'm gonna say this because maybe this is your first time here. Maybe you don't know. I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't say it time and time again because I don't try to get nobody to not listen to anybody else. I didn't seen a lot of content out there, and people is trash. There's a lot of trash people making content. There's a lot of people with big followers making content, and they trash. But what do I say? It's on you who you listen to. So, I mean, you're going to have to be a little less cryptic That's all I'm gonna say. You're gonna have to be a little less cryptic. I don't know about her struggle. You absolutely right. I heard her in some interviews. I heard some stuff that she put out there about herself and these quote unquote struggles she had, you know. So I don't see what her struggle is. Now, if you're talking about struggle with love, you know, just kind of implicating from your name, if you're talking about struggling with love, can she find love? No, I mean, she probably not gonna find it. Okay, let's be
I
realistic about
disagree.
that. She
I
probably
disagree
not.
with you, Roger. Disagree with you on the can't find love. She found so much love that she gets love from men and women at the same time.
Well, in a certain context, she done had a lot of loving going on. That I mean, let's keep that real. In a certain context, she has had a lot of loving going on. So at the end of the day, struggle love is love. You got to tell me what I need to fall back about because I'm only dealing with what she put out there. See, I'm not like other people. I ain't gonna dig into her background. Okay, again, I never even questioned on whether she had a degree or not. I know she said a bunch of dumb stuff, but I did give her credit to say she would say some smart stuff here and there. She just sandwiched it a bunch of. She always just sandwiched it with a bunch of idiotic statements. But she would say a smart thing. You listen long enough, you'll hear smart things from her. You'll hear a lot of dumb stuff, but you're gonna hear something smart here and there. It happens. Okay. And like I said, y'all, I may have listened to her just as a guesstimation. I may have listened to her in conversation with people because I done watch these interviews or whatever. I probably heard her talk for about 10 hours. That's what I would guesstimate. Because I saw the Nick Cannon interview and the Cam Newton interview to start. That was my beginning. Okay. Let's see. I think I watched her on. Did she do she might have did a. What's my football brother here? Sharp. Okay. I think she was on Sharp, and I had to listen to her. She was with
Yeah, she did Shannon Sharp's
yeah
Club Shay Shay interview.
yeah. Shout out to Club
Yeah.
Shay Shay. Okay, had to hear on there. Then I had to listen to her on Melissa Ford. Yeah, I had to
Yep.
listen to her on there. You know, see, as a content creator, as a person who's actually good, you know, I actually go listen to stuff that I don't even want to listen to sometimes, so I can get a full context of what's going on. Okay, started listening to her on I listened to her on the Breakfast Club. Like I had to listen to this lady. So I mean, I don't know if this is your friend, your associate, or whatever the case is, but I done had to listen to her for about 10 hours. What is it that I need to fall back on? I need you to explain that because number one, I ain't even said nothing too heinous about it anyway. What have I said that's heinous about her? I'm talking about the stuff she said, the stuff she put out in public. What on earth do I need to fall back on? Okay, so to me, that's kind of a heck of a statement to say when I've only repeated some stuff that she basically said. Now, I'm paraphrasing. I give you that. I'm not saying it word for word. I'll give you that. And I just said I didn't even question her degree. She the one made some crazy statement trying to explain why if somebody wanted to find her degree, that they would struggle to do so. I didn't say
Okay.
that. She said that.
Mm-hmm.
I never
Here,
asked about
here,
her degree. Okay?
she while we're having fun with, quote unquote Dr. Brian here, she is an avatar for some of the things that's wrong with the black community as a whole. We've demonized education for so long. A stupid person can get on the internet and make you believe they're educated. Because when you listen to her, you can tell she's stupid. She doesn't have that panache. She doesn't have the vernacular. She doesn't carry herself the way that somebody that is formally educated carries themselves, much less somebody that has worked hard enough, put in the time to achieve a doctorate degree. And it's obvious. But since we have demonized intelligence in our community for so long, most of us don't even recognize she's an idiot. I'm gonna land there.
No, she's not. She's not an idiot. I disagree with you. I strongly disagree with you because when she was giving us the business, she was a doctor. Now everybody wants to question her credentials. She's a doctor, a great doctor. Okay, she only stopped being a doctor when she said that there were a few good black men who were marriageable. That's when she stopped being a doctor. Okay? No,
It's it's hard to argue with your point, sir.
Now, I'm gonna say this. Shout out to this sister, and I'm saying this because of what your avatar look like. So I'm assuming you a sister. Now, shout out to you. Might be Dr. Brian herself. You might be okay. Shout out to you. She says red pill black men question black women's education. More of the same. Whoa, what? Wait a minute. Now, see, that's not even making sense. Because first of all, let's keep it real. Intelligent people question anybody's anything when they see stuff that doesn't match the thing that they claim. That's what intelligent people do. You do,
Yep.
well, maybe you don't know. Red pill just means accepting the truth. It was a movie called The Matrix. Maybe you heard of it. But there was a scene in The Matrix where a person could accept a red pill or they can accept the blue pill. And one meant seeing what the truth actually is. The other meant ignoring what the truth actually is. So you saying red pill black men question black women's education. First of all, if you say you a doctor, nobody put that on her. She came out and said she a doctor. All right? And I have said multiple times, I've never questioned her education. Because I believe a person could say a lot of dumb stuff and still get a doctorate degree in certain areas. I believe that. I know how schools are going from my perception, where a lot of education is going with colleges and universities. I think an idiot just about, or a person who would continue to say a bunch of dumb stuff, could possibly actually earn a degree in psychology of some sorts. I think that could possibly happen. So I'm not going to even question whether she got a degree or not. So your statement is, maybe you should have gave this to people who actually question her degree. I've never questioned her degree. I just simply presented how stupid she sounds when she makes statements. See, you ain't seen my last show.
Roger, I can't let you slide with it like that. It's not quote unquote red pill men who are questioning her degrees. It's the black women who are quote unquote therapists who started questioning her. Once she said, again, there were a few good black men. This is not us questioning her degree. We're just reporting on the action, the civil war going on between them. That's a them problem. That's not us. We never question her. We never question her pedigree. It's them. So don't put that on us.
Now, I'm gonna say it was one guy who because he's famous. He was saying he didn't believe, but he one guy. Okay, he was from jump. He was talking about, I don't think she no doctor, and that was another Chi-Town brother, Corey Holcomb. But Corey said that by himself, and Corey stood on that by himself. So you gonna make it a black man thing? I don't remember a bunch of black men coming out saying, I don't think she got no degree. I don't remember that. Now, I ain't saying it didn't happen. I know some black men somewhere had to say it because I listened to her. And because I listened to her for so many hours, I definitely believe some black man somewhere was saying that she probably don't have a degree. And I'm only saying that because I actually listened to her and all this stuff. So I probably got about 10 hours and conversations that included her heavily. Now, I never questioned her degree, but if I go off those conversations and try to make an assessment of does she have a degree or not, I would not feel safe betting my own money. I feel safe betting your money, but I wouldn't feel safe betting my own money. But I ain't questioning. She say she got a degree. Hey, it is what it is.
Hey, listen, we ain't questioning. We're not questioning whether she got a degree or not. We're just saying she's very terrible at code switching.
Yeah.
It's a lot of brothers and sisters out there got degrees at code switch. When they come to the barbecue, They as hood and as ratchet as everybody at the barbecue. But when they go to work, you can't tell the difference. They code switch. This woman, Dr. Bryant, is terrible at code switching. And like
Yeah,
Roger said, we got 10 plus hours of her attempts to code switch. She's bad at it.
now, now you can say a lot of stuff about a lot of people, but I wouldn't listen to the lady. So I'm not going to be up here faking the line. I mean, this could be you. I'm not saying it is. It could be a supporter of hers, which is all well and good. The only thing I've ever questioned is why y'all listen to certain people. If it makes sense, keep listening. If it don't make sense, you might want to step away. But Roger don't never tell nobody who listens to. It's just, hey, if you get bad information, you gotta accept that's on you. Because you accept it.
They listen to certain people because certain people tell them niggas ain't shit. That's why they listen to them.
And I've already made it plain. It's people out here I'm not gonna bother because I know they just trying to get some money at the end of the day. Some people just out here because they struggling. They find this is a good way to earn some money. But hey, at least they earning it legally. They not beating nobody over the head or something. They can be doing worse stuff. So, I ain't gonna try to tear down what another person got going on. If he ain't doing nothing, saying against my morals, I ain't even tripping. And when people are trash, I have a habit of turning them off and not really listening to them anymore. So I'm not worried about what the trash content creators are doing, but there are some trash content creators who got large followings, and I'm pretty sure they done made a pretty good amount of money. Some of them probably very rich, and they still trash. So, I mean, shout out that you can be trash and still get rich. That's a good thing. Only in America, baby. Only in America. And shout out to Struggle Love is Love one more again. You know what? I think I just figured out who this is. You got me for a second. You got me, man. Because you really had me, bro. Real talk. You really had me. It says black men deflect to black women's marital status and diploma. Sad. Which, of course, I'm not even bringing that up. You know what? That's one of my favorites. I done figured out who you is. It just came to mind. I thought you was like a real support. Man, y'all, we being trolled. He got me this time, y'all. He got me for a second. Shout out to him. He got me for a second. I ain't gonna say who you are, but you did get me for a second. Real talk. Shout out to Jerome Payne. He said, Roger, I bet you forgot about that charity dinner we attended with the brick lady. Remember, Pac hit her with that brick because she was stripping. You know what, Jerome? You right, bro. I totally forgot about that one. I totally forgot, man. Real talk. Real talk. We was having a good time, and all of a sudden, here come a brick through some glass. Hit her right on the side. Hit her right on the side of the face, y'all. Hit her right on the side of the face. We couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe it, And maybe me and Jerome was kind of the reason she was so mad because she's like, black men supposed to protect us, but we was in such shock we didn't get up. We was in shock. It came through the window. Okay, hit her in the face, and then it fall down on the plate, but it hit the fork. So when the fork kind of went up in the air and whatnot, y'all, it came straight down in the middle of my pancakes. I told y'all pancakes my favorite food, so I was eating pancakes that night. The fork go right into the pancakes like it was a trick. So we were shocked. Okay, so that's why we didn't go help. We, maybe we should have. But we didn't get up and go help. So, she was a little upset. Okay. Shout out to Jerome. He said, Roger, I'm still in shock. You know what? I feel you, brother. I feel you, man. Man, it was amazing, man. We just didn't know what to do, y'all. Don't get mad at us for not go get the help, but we just didn't know what to do in that moment. Sometimes you freeze up in the moment. They said on Black Panther, don't freeze. Well, we froze, okay? We would have loved to help us, but we froze, okay? Real talk, though. Y'all, I'm gonna say shout out to this wonderful, beautiful woman. You know, because she I must say she do look good for her age now. She in her 40s and she still got it. You know what I'm saying? She in good shape too. You know, if she would just be real, she probably would have been married by now. So yeah, it's probably
Her
not gonna
makeup,
happen for her.
her
You
makeup
know,
look
brother, you went out. You went out as you were saying that. We didn't even catch it.
good for a. Uh,
Yeah, brother, we didn't even catch what you said. Yeah, dang, he knocked off now. He knocked off. So he know maybe he'll pick up on the fact that we didn't hear it. No. But look, y'all. I mean, I I would wonder why she would come out here and say she's you know what I'm saying, she has degrees and this stuff if she don't have it. I would question that. Now, if she would just admit that, hey, I did it for the money, then I understand. I get it. People be doing stuff to get money, man. The love of money is the root to all evil. Okay, it's the love of money. I know a lot of people think it's money is the root to all. No, it's the love of money that's the root to all evil. See, the love of money will have you out here acting like you got a degree that you can't provide. The love of money will do that. Okay, and honestly, you know, I'm not gonna say nothing wrong about anybody with a degree, but I do understand that having a degree also restricts you on what you can and can't say. So yeah, you can say you got a degree, and people will kind of pull up on you simply because you got a degree. Your name can grow probably a little bit faster because you have a degree. You know, you probably even get more support, more money because you have a degree. But I do know a degree will restrict you on what you can and can't do. It is what it is. So I ain't mad at nobody who got a degree. You know, if that's you, cool. It's just that if you say you have a degree, you should at least go through the troubles to at least attempt to look like you have the actual degree. That's all I'm saying. You should attempt to look like, if you gonna promote, look like you got it. That's all I'm saying. She going out there from this place to that place and, you know, saying all this crazy stuff, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, she'll say something smart here or there. It was just packaged around so much dumb stuff. It was amazing. And I had to sit there and be like, oh, this supposed to be a real doctor. Now, I've never publicly questioned her degree, and I probably still won't. Maybe I will, because, you know, I like to joke sometimes too, so maybe I will. But at the end of the day, if you listen to it, you know, what the women say, it's not giving doctor, okay? I'm going to say it say it in a language the woman could understand. It wasn't giving doctor, okay? So it is what it is on that note. Yeah. Now, the controversy is the controversy and all that. But see, I didn't sit through it, y'all. So it's I'm gonna say it may be different from me than a lot of other people who just listen to a clip here or there. No, I sat there and listened to this lady. I remember driving down the street listening to this lady. I remember being annoyed, having to continue to listen to this lady. Okay. I remember stopping. I grabbed some food. And I'm like, man, I got to get back in there. I got to finish listening to this lady. I remember being mad. I'm still listening to this lady. I remember that. Okay. Because one of them interviews was like 2 hours long. I think it was the Cam Newton one, man. I remember being upset that I'm still listening to this lady, wishing it would come to an end. But because I'm a content creator, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to listen to the whole thing. Okay. And I remember definitely being done with Cam Newton's interview. That was so crazy. I was not in a rush to listen to Nick Cannon interview with her. That was a rough night for me, y'all. That was a rough night for me. I listened to a lot of that on the 90 Expressway. That's how bad it was. I remember where I was. I remember what gas station I stopped at to get a break from listening to her to grab me something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so annoying. Okay, it was extremely annoying.
Hey,
Okay,
you mean to tell me this was like 9/11? You remember where you was at? Damn, it was that disastrous,
bro. It was a rough night. That was a rough night. Real talk.
Damn.
That was a rough night. I listened to both of them interviews back to back, man. That was a rough night for me. Real talk, man.
Oh man.
Okay. I remember having to get out the car and walk. I walked a long way that night, man, trying to deal with processing, listening to her. You know, and I'm being for real. I probably walked a couple of miles trying to cool off, listen to this shit. Okay. The stupidity was all over the interview, man. It was all over the interview. Real talk. Okay. And then I had to listen to Nick Cannon ones after. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I guess I did it in the right order. I think it was see, that's what I'm telling y'all. I believe Cam Newton was like 2 hours, and then Nick, it was a long one, but I think it was over an hour too. So I think I listened to Cam Newton's first, because I was like, let me deal with the worst first. This one got more time. Let me just listen to this and get out the way. Do y'all understand? These are two random interviews. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're famous black men. You know, I respect these black men and all they accomplished, but for me to remember listening to this woman on their interviews and remember so many details about what was going on when I had to sit through this interview, yeah, this was rough, y'all. This was rough. Okay. And I wish I had that so I could just put a link in the description. Refer back to this day, y'all. I told y'all this broad was crazy. But hey, I can't stop nobody from listening to somebody. And I do know people do this wild stuff for money. I get it. It's a hustle for folks. And somebody might say, well, Roger, if you know folks is hustling, why don't you call them out? Hey, at the end of the day, you listen to what you want. You the audience. It ain't my fault that you're an audience of somebody you shouldn't be an audience of. I can't control you either, nor can I control them. So I can't worry about it, y'all. I try not to worry about stuff I can't control and put more focus on stuff I can control.
Let me say this.
Right,
Let me say
right.
this real quick. Let me say this right quick. Please, everybody who's listening, send Roger some Cash App money for some Tylenol, because I'm pretty sure he has a headache.
Bro, y'all don't even understand what I had to go through to get through this lady, Joe. Especially all of it. Man, it was like such a large. It was a large chunk at one time, man. Real talk, y'all. It was a large chunk at one time, and I be dreading listening to her because I know she gonna say some of the most insane stuff. But I mean, she was a doctor, but she was so proud of her daddy's old life. You know what I'm saying? And that stuck with me heavily, man. How can you be so proud of your daddy's old life? You say he was the drug dealer, gangster, whatever he was, and he, at this point, I think she might have said he was he might have actually been a preacher at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like he done gave his life to the Lord, and he's a new creature, and she's so proud of what he used to be. Now, how do you be a daughter and you can't even cover up the fact that you're so proud of what your daddy used to be, and your daddy gave that life up? That I don't even know how to make sense of something like that. You don't even respect your daddy. You know, he gave that up, but you proud of it. You know, and trust me, if you watch the interview, you can see her pride when she speaks about those parts of his life that he gave up. But Tunnel Runner is back, so let me go ahead and let Tunnel Runner get in here again, because Lord have mercy.
I can see, Roger, because you put the worst photo of this woman up.
The worst?
Yeah, the worst. I ain't never seen her look so bad. So I see why she was annoying you. Like every other photo is much better than this one.
Really? Well, I'm gonna say I wasn't tempted to make her look bad. I was tempted to make her look decent. She got some clothes on. She looked somewhat normal. I mean, she got a lot of makeup on, but I think she do that a lot.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
look like a doll or something. Like she ain't even real.
Liz, I give her credit. That's a professional photo. I give her credit for that. But it also lets you know that she's not real.
Yeah, that's what the photo looks like. some kind of wind-up toy or something.
I was shooting for a nice photo of her. That's what I was shooting for. I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. I was shooting for a nice photo of her.
It is a nice photo of her, but the real deal is she's just not very nice looking. She's not naturally as pretty as people think she is. She's all done up and made up, and this photo reveals that. That's all. That ain't your fault. She put that out there, just like she put out there that she was a doctor.
Yeah. I'm gonna read this real quick, and then I'm gonna give it to these other guests that just came up. Shout out to Jerome Payne. He said any woman speaking longer than 5 minutes is painful. I keep aspirin on deck. Well, you know what, y'all? I don't take aspirin. I try to stay natural, man. I try to stay natural. So I don't really take aspirin and stuff like that. I just sit through it. It's rough sometimes, but I definitely remember how rough she was, man. I think that night it was over 3 hours of content I had to listen to her between them two interviews. That was a rough night for me, y'all. Real talk, man. That was a rough night. But let me get these other guys in. We got the only Dr. Shea Butter Clockett. You got the mic, my brother.
A salute to you, Roger. Shout out to the panel. Hope everybody's doing well. First, I want to give a lovely shout out to the amazing, the accomplished, the beautiful Dr. Bryant here, and also Dr. Umar. See, we gotta understand something, folks. We're living in the age of technology where deception is running wild. You got British black people running around pretending that they're black. Shout out to Drewski for exposing that. You got people that saying they're PhDs like Dr. Umar and Dr. Bryant with no degree that hangs on their wall, right? So we're living in the age of deception where you can be anyone, you can be anything, because at the end of the day, the internet, YouTube, allows that to be, right? But the crazy thing is that when she goes on these interviews, is no one's like, come on, lady, you're lying. Come on, lady. Just, you know what I mean? Like, okay, where's the degree at? Well, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. You're lying. Okay, thank you. Bye. All right? Like, yes, you do have to prove, right? If people are spending money with you because you're claiming something that you aren't, and they're buying for that, that's called false advertisement. FCC needs to get involved in this. So you do owe people because you're advertising your services, your books, your products based off of your doctoral degree. And it's just amazing that if this was a man, any man actually, and talking about getting therapy, she would get arrested for fraud. But because the criminal justice system doesn't go ham on women like they go on men, not to even mention black men, that this thing is just run rampant, right? This is just as similar as she's committing crimes, right? So this is the issue. She's committing crime. When you're saying that you're a therapist and you're giving therapy, which you need to be a licensed, even if you do have a PhD, you need to be a licensed therapist, which she is not. She is committing a crime, and she's still advertising this for free. I mean, it is amazing to be a woman today. Pass the mic on that.
Yeah, I thought they was getting oppressed out here. That's what the story in the street is. Being oppressed.
At least Dr. Umar is an actual doctor with his pandering ass.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is.
Oh no, did he ever prove it? We never showed a PhD degree.
Well, shout out to Afro Merchant. He says, I think Dr. Umar actually provided proof. Now, I'm gonna say this. I want to see Dr. Umar speak. Now, I'm gonna give him this credit. He say his stuff is in education. When I hear that man talk about education, he sure sound like he know what he talking about.
Oh, he know about education for
Eh,
sure. I don't think he's I don't think I ain't seen no lambskin. I'll say that I ain't seen no lambskin.
I'll put it like this. I believe, based on the stuff he said, I do at least believe. If I had to bet money on does he have a degree, I feel comfortable betting my money. I wouldn't feel comfortable betting my money on if she got a degree, but I feel comfortable betting if Dr. Umar got a degree. I would feel comfortable in that because I heard the man speak. Now I said before he kind of go off the rails because he ain't sticking to his specialty. When he goes to his specialty, that man he sound almost genius when he stick to his specialty. But he at least know how to talk in a way that I can believe that he got a degree. Now, I never said anything, and I've done a few shows with this lady included, and I've never once said I don't think she got a degree, even though Corey Holcomb kind of made a known thing like, hey, bro, I don't think she got one. I don't think she got one. But I never even jumped on that train. She sounded like a nutbag the first time I heard her, and she sounded like a nutbag to this day. So why people was listening to her, hey, that's their own. They got to deal with their own reasoning at the end of the day. Because my thing is, listening to her is enough to prove why you should listen to her. I ain't got to make no accusation about her. I ain't got to call her out about nothing. I ain't got to talk about the way she dressed or anything like that. If you listen to her, you should have all the proof you need of why you shouldn't be listening to her. But that's just me. But shout out to Luck, man. Thank you, my brother. He say, selling snake oil to the overly hopeful Americans. Shout out to you, Luck, man. Shout out to you. That's one way to express it. But let's get a mic to Mr. Sims, and then we'll get champion afterward. Mr. Sims, you got it.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing well, brother.
This whole situation was crazy, and it literally shows like how gullible black people have become, and it shows how smart she really is because she put everything together perfectly. Her father's a drug dealer. She's cute, big breast, and she's a fake doctor. Nobody was going to question it. Nobody was questioning it. She on Cam Newton, he just sitting there looking at them big old titties. Shay looking at them big old titties. Everybody was mesmerized by them big old titties. I don't even know how it came to the conversation of is she a doctor or not. Like, what was the person that pressed that button and was like, this chick ain't no damn doctor, right? Other than Corey Holcomb, because I remember when she was on that show with him, he said, this bitch got a pamphlet. This ain't even no book. So he's the only one. Well, other than that, everybody was just giving her a pass.
No, Abba from Abba and Preacher's the one who busted her out in the beginning.
Well, hold on, brother. We just don't go around throwing all kinds of names out here of other.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, you did it. You done did it now. Okay, so I'm gonna just say I didn't know. I don't know what Abba and Priest did with any information on her. I just haven't seen it. Okay, at the end of the day, I don't know what they said about it.
But they are famous, Roger. You got to admit they're famous.
It's magnificent,
they are pretty
Roger.
famous, aren't they? Yeah, they are pretty famous.
I am going to find it for you, Roger. It is magnificent what he did. Magnificent.
Okay. Yeah. Now I did say Corey Holcomb name, but Corey been famous, y'all. He was famous before he came to start making content for people. So he been famous. So if somebody been famous, that's one thing. Content creators, yeah, I don't be wanting to get in a little tiffs with other content creators. Some folks are just out here sensitive. So I just try to leave them alone. I know they trying to, folks out here trying to get money, and I know for some people this is their last hope. So. I try to leave the content creators alone. But again, I've seen trash content creators have big followings, and I'm sure they're making lots of money at the end of the day. So I don't know how you listen to her and then continue to listen to her. Because nobody put me off of her. She put me off of her. When I listened to her, I didn't want to listen to her. Now I listen because I'm a content creator and I listen when it's important. But if I was just a random person listening to her and I heard her, I would never listen to her again. That's real talk. So nobody put me off her. She put me off her. But let me read this super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Shout out to my main man, Gregory Scotland. And we'll get you in right after chat. Gregory Scotland says, salute. The big issue for me is that podcasters, talk show hosts, and TV producers need to heavily scrutinize who they bring on their shows. We already miss what's this? Sadia Khan fake? Sadia Khan. Okay, I don't get the reference. I don't know who Sadia Khan is, but I understand fake. I do I do get that. So I'm gonna look up Sadia Khan real quick so I can be in the know. And we gonna give it to Champ. Okay, but shout out to Gregory Scotland. And I'm gonna say real quick about this. Yes, they should understand who they're bringing to their platforms. And I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm a content creator. I don't put on no fake stuff on to just come out and create some content. You don't need all that. You don't need to. Why you got to fake something that you didn't do? Yeah, well, today's allowed, y'all. So I've been to the moon. See, other than me going to the moon one time, okay.
Wait a minute, Roger. I'm the doctor. I'm the doctor of I'm the astrophysicist doctor up here, sir. I am that. I was the one who put the camera on the moon so that we could show Neil Armstrong getting off and being the first one on the moon. Now y'all figure that out.
Hey man, I'm gonna say thank you for your service. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say to them. Thank you for your service. Okay?
And I stayed there to film them leaving. And I emailed the before we had email, I emailed the video back to NASA so they could show it to y'all. Y'all figure that out.
Man, if it wasn't for people like you sacrificing. The sacrifice is real, y'all. The sacrifice is real. But shout out to Dr. Brad, man. Okay. Yo, but on every other day, y'all, there will be no false narratives. But today, we got the exception to the rule. Okay. But chat, my bad. You've been waiting long enough. Get on in there, brother. Get on in there. How you doing?
Happy Monday. Hey, Roger, you picked a very good subject beginning this for this week and everything, especially on a Monday.
Hold on. Let me just say this to clarify my name, okay? I did this subject because it turned into news.
True.
I don't want to talk about this lady. I don't care about this lady, but I'm a content creator. It's the news right now. So I was like, I got to cover this lady. But
it's newsworthy too, because and I think what really started it was that she started doing a little bit of code switching. Once she went up there and said that there's some really good black men, that's when some of the sisterhood started turning on her and everything else. Now, do I think do I believe her that she has a doctorate degree and all that type of hell? No, I don't believe she does have. I don't believe she. I mean, I believe she graduated from college and everything else, but I don't think she got all that type of stuff that she claims she has. But once she started saying something good about black men, that's when some of the sisterhood and some of these misandrous type of women started turning on her and everything else. She started questioning her credentials and all and whatnot and everything else. And shout out to Corey Holcomb, who kind of exposed her and everything else. But that's when she started saying something good about black men, and then all of a sudden, all these feminist women, black feminist women, started turning on her. And so now, she's in a very interesting and very difficult situation, because I think this is going to become a national story to talk about. I think the white media is going to start picking up on the story about her, going to start questioning her and everything else. And it's going to get really rough for her.
You know what? I'm going to say, I don't know if mainstream media will pick up on. Maybe some white content creators may do it, but mainstream media, I don't know if they would have a reason to kind of go against her narrative.
Well, watch what's going to happen. Once they start, picking up, about the story. If she starts, if she goes on Gayle King on CBS, then it's going to be a story. Then that mainstream media's got a hold of this. And once you start going to Gayle King and all that type of stuff,
maybe Gayle King tries to help her. Maybe that's
yeah.
Maybe you're right on that one.
Yeah,
Roger. I just got a phone call from life coach Shane Bryan. She said she doesn't want to be. She doesn't want Dr. Shea Brother, to give her any trouble. So now she's life coach.
Oh, okay. She's switching it up. Okay.
Yeah, she's switching
it up. Okay.
You don't need a degree to be a life coach. A life coach. So she's done changed it up. Yep.
Okay. So she done had. She could have just said that from the beginning.
Yeah, she could have said that in the beginning and everything, but she refused to get rid of the term doctor that she sit up there sporting with her little gold chain and everything.
No, man, I ain't saying you can't call yourself a doctor, okay? But Dr. J let us know what he's a doctor of, okay? I am not out here saying you can't call yourself a doctor. But Dr. Dre let us know what he's a doctor of, okay? I am not out here saying you can't call yourself a doctor. But Dr. Pepper let us know what he's a doctor of. I mean, I don't know the problem with a little bit of honesty, y'all. I just don't get why you can't be a little bit honest, okay? If you want to be out here and do your thing, but just be a little honest with it, okay? You could have nicknamed yourself Dr. something and told us a reason for the nickname. And everything would have been cool. Everything would have been cool. But, I don't know why people don't do simple stuff like, if you want to be called doctor, just give yourself a nickname. And let it be known as just a nickname. Yeah, my friends call me Dr. Brian. Okay. Now, you an actual doctor? No, they just called me that. And you could have brushed right past that. You know what I'm saying? But people do what they want to do at the end of the day. Now, shout out to Gregory Scott. He said, hey, Roger, if I say I'm a doctor and I'm effective, then it is so. Look, man, I said this before, y'all. Sometimes you try your luck and stuff, y'all. My father told me about a guy many, many years ago. It was a construction site, right? A guy could not get hired on by the company. So what did he do? He went to the construction site every morning. He started picking up stuff and started helping people do all kinds of little things here and there. Okay, he was helping people do things. So what happened? Okay, when after the when the guy who was running the joint, I guess the foreman, whatever, was handing out the checks, he came to him and said, man, I don't know what's going on. We ain't got no check for you. And dude act like, it was a problem to a certain. He was like, what? Ain't no check. He was like, look, man, we got to get your paperwork on file. I don't know what happened to your paperwork. We're going to have to do it again or something, but we're going to get you paid. Just keep coming back. And the man scammed the construction site into giving him a job. So, you didn't need no degree to work a construction site, though. I'm going to say that. You didn't need a degree.
Hey, Roger, we had a dentist, a Nigerian fellow in Atlanta. He was doing veneers and was making millions and millions of dollars teaching how to put veneers in. Found that the man is no doctor at all. Don't have no medical degree. Don't have no dental degree. Don't even have a high school degree. But he was doing it.
Well, I'm going to say a little bit different on that story, because now you're talking about something you need a degree in. The guy I'm talking about went for a job where you didn't necessarily need a degree, but he went there and was being helpful. So, he literally faked it till he made it. Okay. And they did actually give him a job. They just thought his paperwork wasn't done properly. They just redid all his paperwork, which was him doing paperwork for the first time, So, sometimes you try something and it work out. Now, I don't know why she insisted upon being called a doctor when you going into the world of social media. as if you're not gonna get caught up eventually. It's gonna happen eventually. And I'm gonna say, y'all, Sims is right. People gave her a lot of passes because she was a black woman, you know. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if the white media would really pick up on the story because they give black women a lot of passes about stuff because black women are never perceived as a threat. And they just kind of let them do what they pretty much want to do unless they cause too much of a ruckus. Is Dr. Cheyenne Bryant causing any real ruckus? I don't think she's caused enough ruckus for white folks to care. I'm just keeping it real. I just don't think she caused enough ruckus for white folks to care. Okay? And she's not, she hasn't put her name against any particular university that could cause problems for that university. So I don't think they care. Real talk. I think she was smart about picking a university that doesn't exist anymore. Because, you know, back in the day, I filled out job applications. Of course, I used to work for that company that don't exist no more. Well, you can't call. Y'all put 5 years at that company that closed down. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm looking for a job. I got laid off.
Well, you know,
company closed. Wink, wink, hint, hint. You know what I'm saying? So there's a method to the madness. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. There's a method to the madness. You know. And let me read this real quick and then get Champion here. Shout out to Afro Merchant. He said, older guys call me Doc all the time. From now on, call me Dr. Merchant. Long live doctors in the wilderness. Hashtag long live doctors in the wilderness. Long live the habitual line steppers. Shout out to Dr. Merchant, brother. No disrespect, brother. No disrespect. It's Dr. Merchant for the rest of the day. No disrespect. Champ, you get it, and we got Dr. Love in coming in as well. So go ahead, Champ.
One of the advantages that this lady has is that the fact that she's a very beautiful woman. She came out publicly a couple months ago, virtually wearing a bra and panties and everything else, and you saw some of these men, you know, drooling for her after that, and so she's going to get some protection for some black men and everything else. And the fact that, you know, that she went on some of these shows like the Breakfast Club to talk to what she's talking about and everything, what she's doing and everything else, it was a smart thing for her to come out, you know, to go on that show. It really was. But she needs to be prepared to possibly go on Gayle King and be an interview, because I think the mainstream media is going to come after her. That's my gut feeling.
Well, I'm gonna say I don't know why the mainstream media would come after her, because she hasn't done anything to quote unquote hurt them. So they're gonna protect their own stuff. They don't have nothing to protect in this story. That's why I don't think they're concerned. You know, I could be wrong, but I just don't see a reason why they would be concerned. Now, if somebody from the mainstream media tried to help her, that's one thing, but I just don't see why they would care. You know? And shout out, I guess technically mainstream media is there because, you know, Breakfast Club would also be considered part of mainstream media. But shout out to Kunguru. He said, shout out to Dr. Dre, Dr. Sebi, Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Doom. We mess with y'all. Man, say that again. Say that again. Okay? See, Dr. Dre, Dr. Sebi, Dr. Jekyll, and Dr. Doom. We mess with y'all. See, we know all these doctors. We ain't got no problem with these doctors. You see what I'm saying? We ain't got no problem with them. She could have just played that auntie card a lot of women are trying to push right now. She could have played the auntie card and be like, no, you know, that's just my nickname, and left it at that. And she could have just went about her business doing what she needed to do. But, you know, nah, that ain't good enough for whatever reason. That just ain't good enough. And shout out to a sower of seed. Appreciate you, my brother. He says, I'm a doctor, a sower of seed. Don't ask me how. Shout out to Dr. Sower of Seed. And you know what? Hey, brother, if you just got yours this weekend, that's cool. So you got.
Oh, we lost him. Can you guys hear Roger?
Hey man, the show just got better. Don't worry about it. We got it. We got it, man. Listen, man. This woman here, man, is ridiculous. But this is what the black community gets for doing this foolishness, man. This is what these black women get. They think they're the most educated. Well, here's one of your most educated. What?
I agree. One of the most educated. Got
Can I
many
get
4 or 5 degrees.
can I get my opening statement?
And
Can I get
that's
my opening
another
statement?
reason why I think they push her out there because it supports that narrative. And
True.
Right.
and when you
Can I
come
get
Facts.
to
my opening statement, please?
realizing that narrative has been folded up, and this might be the nail in the coffin for that narrative right there.
Right. I think we got Bronk in here trying to get his opening statement. We're gonna wait another 5-10 minutes to get to
Uh,
him. What else
hold
y'all
on,
brothers
hold
got to
on,
say?
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It's not
But I
Brunk.
knew she
It's
wasn't a
not Brunk.
doctor, and I knew she
Could you
couldn't be
read my
taken
name?
serious just by the way
Could
she
you
Oh,
read
oh,
my
oh,
spoke.
name?
oh. Sorry, sir. We got a super chat in front of that. A super chat. A Soul of C says, "I'm now Doctor a Soul of C. Don't ask me how." But yeah, that's in front of your name, brother. You're gonna have to announce yourself. So go ahead, brother.
It's Dr. Love. It's Dr. Love. Dr. Malachi Love.
Mm,
About 10 years ago, I tried to tell the world that I was an actual doctor. Y'all didn't believe me.
mm,
But y'all just let this black woman get on the scene and call herself a doctor. She's the fraud.
mm.
And you see, you have these black women that are actually overshadowing the real doctors like myself out here. I still have patients that owe me money, but they put me in jail.
That's your opening statement, sir, Doctor Love.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I just had to
I
pause for a
apologize, sir.
second.
I
I
apologize,
had to
sir.
pause for a second because I was a bit pissed off about the whole situation. Okay? If y'all don't remember me, I was a PhD. I became a doctor by the time I was 18 years old, and I opened a small practice. And y'all went and came and shut it down, talking about I was a fake doctor and I didn't have no degree. But y'all let this black woman get as far as she did with no verification. All I'm saying is that we just need to be treated equally. If
He
she
wants
can be a
equality.
doctor, if she can
So
be
it's,
a doctor, why can't we?
so it's the jealousy that's driving you. We
No,
just want to get that
no,
correct.
no one, no one is upset with anyone calling themselves a doctor unless it's a black man. Until she says something good about that black man, she could be a doctor all she wants, but I can't
Mm.
just be a doctor. So I got some beef today, man. I got some beef.
Hey,
Well, we
child.
going
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I didn't know you was back. Go ahead, brother. I was just holding the fort
Nah,
down for you. That's
I,
all.
I, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm gonna actually decide to let you hold the fort down for the rest of the show. We at a little more than 57 minutes left to go. I'm gonna be listening, y'all. But yeah, shout out to J Lock. He said Roger has an issues because it's thunderstorming in Chicago, y'all. The electricity just went out, y'all. Okay, that's how I got knocked off the air. The electricity just went out, so I don't know if it's gonna be back on anytime soon. We got 3 hours. I guess the show just gonna center around Dr. Bryant. I'll change the title once the show is over with. And I'm gonna let GVR continue to hold it down. Him and Bronco did a decent job the other day, so y'all can rock it for another hour, and at the 3 hour mark, bring it to a close, and we gonna shut it down because the power done went out over here, y'all. The power done went out. It is what it is. So I'm gonna be listening, but the power's out. So I'm gonna
God
start
dang.
attempting to handle some stuff over here now. Okay,
We need a doctor of electricity for Roger over here. He
I'm
forgot to
saying.
pay his power bill.
Hey,
I,
GBR.
I wish it was that
No.
simple. I wish it was that simple. At least if it was the bill I could just pay and they turn it on. You know what I'm saying? But we out right now, y'all. We out. But we got, you know what I'm saying? We got another. Y'all got it for the rest of it. Y'all got it for the rest of it. Well, I'm gonna ask everybody to be on good behavior. I'll be listening, but do y'all thing. Cause StreamYard, if y'all don't know, take a lot of juice out of a nigga phone. Okay, take a lot of juice out of a phone. So, I'm gonna have to. I'll be listening, and I'll just leave it at that. So
All right.
have at it, gentlemen. Have at it.
All right. Go ahead, son of Runner.
one of her excuses for not getting married was because she was getting all these degrees. She said every couple of years she's going to get married. She went for another degree and another degree and another degree, and that's what
Well,
kept her from getting married. To trying to get all these degrees.
well, hey, she was successful at getting her degrees. We because hey, we ain't gonna run no false narratives. She say she a doctor. We believe she a doctor. She spent all her time getting her degree. She chose well. I just can't listen to a 41, 42-year-old woman talking about she looking to get married. It don't make sense. It don't add up. Obviously, she didn't take no math classes. She don't understand how this works.
Our biology classes because these are 42, 43 taking out the IUDs.
Or
Come
calculus.
on, bro.
Or
Ooh,
calculus.
this is
And,
rough,
All
rough.
these on.
and real quick before I disappear for good, I'm gonna say it ain't just getting married. It's about getting married and having her first child. Like it's gonna be nothing. Like it's easy work. It's easy work to be 40-something years old, get married and have your first kid. It's just gonna all go well. Okay.
Yep. Man, this is crazy. But yeah, man, this is what the black community has bred. This is what the women of the black community has bred with this foolishness. We fall in love with foolishness, and then you remember back in the day, Pookie get out of jail, we throw him a party. You know what I'm saying? But when Man graduated from college, don't nobody know Man. Don't nobody want to hang out with the brother that's into his book. Don't nobody want to hang out with the brother that's learning finance. Don't nobody want to hang out with the brother that want to be a lawyer. We want to hang out with the scammers, the dope dealers, and the drug dealers. Ain't that's what the women been telling us for 10 years online? So when you get an idiot comes out here telling you they're a doctor and start talking to you, everybody believe it. Now you got everybody want to have her on their panels and all this other kind of stuff. I can't believe these brothers sat there for 2 or 3 hours listening to this foolishness. Roger's right. If you watch any of this stuff, man, it is hard to watch if you are a brother that's serious about life.
Hey, reset.
Go ahead, brother.
You know how I knew she wasn't a real doctor?
Mm,
Because black
How?
people listen to her. They don't never want to listen to the real doctors.
Ooh,
Talk
Rough,
about it.
rough.
that's a
Hey, short. But she said she a doctor, man. Why would she lie, bro? Why would she lie about being a doctor? That don't make sense.
Because we easy to lie to.
Hey,
Simple and
She
GPR.
plain.
said
I'm
she a
going
doctor.
GPR.
Believe all
Yes,
women,
sir.
man. Believe all women.
You right about
mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Southern Runner. What you got for us, brother?
Yeah, I think I'm going to give my wife an honorary doctorate for coconut pancake cooking.
I'm gonna second that. I'm gonna second that, sir. I think she has perfected that thing. But you've been talking about that thing for a while, and I am officially jealous. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you gonna say, bro?
No, I was just saying. If she said she's a doctor, man, we have no reason to believe otherwise.
Yeah, but
She's a doctor.
this is the culmination of all those parties from niggas coming from prison. See, she's talking about her daddy. She is proud that her daddy was a drug dealer. She ain't proud that he's a pastor. Why? That's boring. That's boring to talking about. She's telling you who she is. They showing you who she is. The avatar for black women. She was the gold standard for black women until she had the audacity to hold up a black man. That's when all the ammunition came out. The ammunition had been provided 6 months ago by a podcaster, which we ain't gonna mention again. You know, he had already did an expose on her, brought her on his show and exposed her live on his show. So they had all the evidence. They just didn't care until she uplifted a black man. Once she uplifted black man, that's when all the ammunition came out.
No, I gotta push back on that. I think
Go ahead.
that the two podcasters that exposed her, the black community don't really rock with them like that. So, because when Corey Holcomb said it, that's when people took notice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and ladies and gentlemen, let's get the super chats up because the power went out. Is cold word. I did not pay my electricity bill. So please help this nigga out.
Oh no! Say it ain't so.
Electricity bill needs to be paid, ladies and gentlemen. So if you care about a refrigerator full of food about to be spoiled milk, send this nigga a cash app.
I second that. I second.
I hope we got some.
Man.
I hope we got some propane running through there.
I was about to say he about to have a barbecue.
Yeah, man. Just help this brother out. You know, he's a strong, proud brother. You know, sometimes bills be piling up and shit. Don't know which way is up. Help this nigga out.
Well, usually YouTube just cuts your stream off. They cut his power off. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's the electricity bill, bro.
Yo, she was running this scam. She was
They don't pay
running
the
this scam.
Man,
She was,
you 1 day late, hour late, cut your off stuff off with the quickness.
Got you. What you saying, Shark?
she was running this scam for a while because I remember how her and Corey even got into the little riff. That she was on another show with Corey, and she was presenting herself like I forgot what she said she was, and she had wrote this little book. And the dude who ran the show, back to that big titties and pretty face, and niggas just gonna do whatever. And Corey was the only one up there with pushback, and he was like, "Nah, this is a goddamn pamphlet." He's like, "Yo, this shit only got 18 pages in it," and he was roasting her, and they've been riffing ever since. So he already came across her, and that's how he knew.
It's
10 years ago.
Yeah. So yep. And one other thing, sorry guys, I forgot to mention. Shazam would help his ass, but since him and Black Uru keep making fun of him,
Well, guys, let me ask you all this question. You think she's going to start? I think the mainstream media is going to start. It's going to start picking up on her. Or going to start questioning her and everything. And then after that, she's going to start running over to Gil Kane.
But they ain't pay attention to her yet. So
not yet, but I think it's going to start. They're going to start mentioning it as she starts becoming more popular and everything else.
That's a done deal. She's not getting a little popular after this.
Yeah,
yes, she is. I promise you. Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. If she starts going on these talk shows, like Jennifer, what's her last name?
Hudson.
She's a victim.
If she goes on Jennifer Hudson, Tamara Hall, and all that type of stuff and everything else, that's when the media, I think, is going to start, start questioning her.
Yeah, she's gonna be a victim, right? She's gonna be a victim of black male misogyny from Corey Holcomb. She's gonna do what? She's a victim of the dude that won't do the podcast with her now, right? Yeah. Because black men hate for black women to win. She's a victim.
That's gonna be the spin. I honestly can't see mainstream media picking up on it because they don't really take the time out to excoriate women. They just don't. Men have to do that, and now it is in the social media space for men to do that, but they don't. They just don't do that. I don't remember them excoriating any black woman anywhere. If I'm wrong, let me know.
Nope, they don't. They don't. Only R. Kelly types.
Right. Now, if you're a man, they'll do a whole 60 minutes live on your ass. If you spit on the sidewalk, they gonna get you. But a woman, man, come on, bro. You got women out here literally killing brothers. We got this woman just went to prison for 17 years for killing her boyfriend. Nigga, they got like a video about that. They don't excoriate women like that. They just don't.
I think somebody. I think one of Roger's hoes helps him out. He's back.
First of all, I want to say you niggas bogus. You niggas bogus. I heard that. But I got enough juice to make it to the end of the show. I'm looking at the time. I can make it to the end of the show. I'm good.
Welcome back.
You know, and as they say, the show must go on. But Lord have mercy. Okay, Lord have mercy. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff while I'm here at the show doing what I got to do. Yeah, because I got to make some arrangements now. Because you never know how long the power gonna be out. So it is what it is. All right. Now I'm gonna say I just don't think she's gonna have an issue with mainstream media because white people aren't worried about what black women doing until it affects them in a negative way. What did she do that's gonna hurt a white person? So, Chan, I'm gonna say I get where you're coming from, but what she do that's gonna hurt a white person? She picked the school that's defunct, so she's not messing with somebody's education. She's not getting anybody's education questioned, so therefore they have no reason to bother her. She just calls and mess amongst niggas because that's how they see us. She calls a mess amongst niggas. Why would they be mad at her? If anything, they may try to promote us, if anything, but they ain't got no reason to be mad at her. They got no reason to come after her. You know, and I think that we have to just start recognizing that in real life, white supremacy has always been aimed toward black men. It's not aimed at black women. They can get caught up in it if they too close to us, but it's not aimed at them. So why would they go after her? You know, now if she said my degree was from a particular school, then there's maybe a reason to go after her if she don't make them look good. But since it's a school that's not even in existence, ain't no reason to be bothered with.
What you call it? Robin Givens did the same thing back in the 80s. She said that she graduated from Harvard when she was in an interview with Barbara Walters. And nobody, and Harvard said no, she never went here, but people left it alone. Even still.
Well, she didn't necessarily cause any damage to Harvard, though.
Right? No, I mean, but her value was making sure she painted Mike Tyson as an abuser, so it's easy to put him in jail when the time comes.
Absolutely, which don't hurt them.
Right.
Matter of fact, she technically helped. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She helping. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I don't see white people get mad at no Dr. Bryant. You know, she helping get these niggas in check. She basically saying why women should be running things and them niggas shouldn't be running things, and they should accept that they shouldn't run things because they don't have the capacity. Shout out to Creator to run things. So she helped him.
Yeah, I mean, when she said Martin Luther King was a bum, I was too done.
I mean,
Who said that?
What else you need?
Wait, who said that?
She did on Cam Newton.
Come on,
Newton, man. She said on Cam Newton's show. She said, Doctor.
Bro, she been out here wilding. She been out here wilding, bro.
Malcolm X.
Right? And Cam Newton ain't kick her off the show.
Nope, not he did not.
Man, I think that interview was 2 hours long, bro.
Yeah, he didn't do a damn thing about that. He didn't push back, unfortunately. That's the problem I had.
At all.
She talked bad about Cam Newton. She was telling him he ain't nothing. He got all these kids out there. So she was telling him, forget about it. She was telling him in his face.
Yeah. She said, she called him a deadbeat dad to his face.
Yeah, calling that, saying that you're not healed and everything else.
You're making all these broken families.
Yeah. To be honest, black men built this monster right here. Because she really wasn't on no female platforms until I don't even think I seen her like getting interviewed by no females only.
Nah, she went to some brothers and got credibility like a mug because they are accomplished men.
Nick Cannon and Cam Newton.
Yeah, they're accomplished men. So she gained a lot of shine and credibility just by doing those, and then she just took the momentum and kept it going. So I get it.
She even had Nick Cannon say, "Yeah, I'm the problem."
Yeah, I get it. She's trying to make a name for herself, trying to get a lot of money. If she's smart and know how dumb this was, she should have been on some. Let me get as much as I can before it runs out. Now, is she that smart? I don't know. You know, if you live pretty modestly, you know, she could have set herself up for life.
No,
You know,
the run ain't over though. The run ain't over, Roger. The run ain't over. She ain't gonna get canceled for this.
I don't see her quitting. I say that I don't think she's gonna quit. You know, because she said, "I'm gonna tell y'all this once and one time only. This is all you get. Don't ask me no more." So for her, if you bring it up, she just gonna bypass the question because I think she's gonna keep on doing what she been doing. That's what I firmly believe. You know.
And I'm actually not mad at the hustle because she hustled black women for money. I'm not mad. I'm not, and I'm not celebrating the fact that she hustled black women, but she understood the market. She understood what it needed. She understood what she had to give it, and she went out there and got it done. So as far as the hustle is concerned, I'm like, all right, she did her thing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say for people who be like, "Well, y'all supporting her?" No, you supported her. You was the one watching. You was the one paying for whatever she was selling. I didn't. I covered her as a content creator and told y'all day one. I don't know why you would listen to this lady. I called her a nutbag multiple times when I did that first. I wish I could pull that first show up when I first kind of had this whole discovery about who she was, and I said then she a nutbag. Now, my thing is, I don't try to discourage people from listening to other people. Y'all are adults. Listen to who you want to. But don't blame somebody else because you listen to somebody who you shouldn't be listening to. And to me, if you listen to her, she give you plenty of reason not to listen to her. Nobody should have to convince you not to listen to her. That's the amazing part. I honestly see it. For people to accept what she's saying, when you sit down and listen, you got to bypass so much stupidity to continue to listen. Yeah, that's your own fault. She say plenty of stupid stuff. Yeah, okay, a smart thing can be said here and there, but it's always sandwiched behind pure stupidity.
That's why I say this is about the condition of our people. Because if we were conditioned properly, a person like that should never be able to rise this high. So that speaks to the condition of our people as a whole.
Yeah, you know, and I don't know. Maybe I need to get me. I need to get. What can I buy a PhD? Okay, somebody selling PhDs so I can be Dr. Roger Report.
I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of online. There's a bunch of online doctorate programs for like a year.
No, I just want to buy the degree, man. I don't want to sit through the class. I want to buy the degree.
You need to find a school that's in fiscal trouble and they about to shut that thing down and go on and give them a couple $1,000 and sit back and wait for it to close down, boss.
Yeah, just sign right here. You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, if I was a person that needed help and I went to see her and she was my doctor, did I come out into the regular life and did I see her on the interview? Boy, I think I was in trouble. You know what I'm saying? If I thought I was in trouble then, I wouldn't know I'm in trouble now. I'd be like, that's my doctor. That's my doctor. Not like I'm proud that's my doctor. I'd be like, I'm scared. That's my doctor. Cancel Tuesday, y'all.
She got a doctorate degree from a school that failed. That says everything you need to know about that particular doctorate degree.
Lord have mercy. I don't want to trash everybody who went to the school because the school has some actual students at some point with real degrees. But I am saying from an overall standpoint, though, I do believe a nutbag like her can actually achieve a degree. The way things are nowadays, and I've told y'all before, the most feminine sounding people are the ones I meet that be right around that college age. They sound terrible, you know? So I know the college is putting the stuff in them. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy into coincidences like that, y'all. I meet some people, they young, they of school age, because ain't like I ask everybody, do they go to college or not or whatever. But the ones I know, they sound crazy. The ones I know that attended school, the ones that are telling me they attended school, And then, you get that age of I'm gonna say all from like 18 to about 25ish. They feel like they was just dipped in feminism. They was just dipped in them, still leaking off their body. And they be sounding just as crazy as she do sometimes. So I believe a crazy woman can get a degree. That's I don't know, maybe that's the reason I never questioned if she had a degree or not. Because I believe a crazy lady can get a degree, especially when it's psychology. Because it's not a tangible thing. It's just, oh well, people think this way because of this, and you just saying you basically going with a theory at the end of the day, because it's all about theoretically what a person's dealing with or going through. Yeah, some people would match up, but 80% of people kind of match up with things. 20% of people, you don't know what they're gonna do. So I think a nutbag can get a degree. I do believe that. Now, once you hear that nutbag speak, why you would take her seriously, that's on you. I heard the lady speak. I know there's no reason to take her seriously. I heard her speak way more than I want to hear her speak. And I hope, this is me being selfish now, I hope this is the end of her run, so I ain't never got to listen to her talk again. That's just for me. That's just on some personal stuff, so I ain't got to sit through this nutbag one more time. I would be 100% cool with that. If I can forget this lady ever existed, I would be totally happy with that. Now, if she ever hear this, look, man, I'm telling you, nobody put me off you. I heard you. That was enough for me. And I am, I am a little disgusted with you, because when your father sought out the Lord and changed his life, and the way I hear you talk about his new life versus his old life, yeah, I do see the pride in his old life, and I do not see the pride in his new life. And he's not proud of his old life. That's why he changed it. And you don't even get the importance of that. I don't know what to tell somebody like that, man. They just kind of out there, and they out there bad. So did Corey have to, was Corey proven right? It looks that way. Sure looked that way. Okay. Did I need Corey to prove her right? Not at all. To me, if you spent any kind of time around her, you should know not to listen to her. That's how it come across to me. This is not the type of lady I could be friends with. She sounds too crazy to me. I couldn't be friends with her. And that's real talk. I wouldn't want to associate with her. I just wouldn't. I don't think there'll be anything fun or good about us talking to each other. And I ain't had to point out, I don't think you got no degree to do that. I'm not saying nothing wrong with the fact that Corey was pointing it out, because he was. But I mean, I didn't, I understood his reaction because I heard her. See, when people talking about Corey just trying to go at her because she a woman, no, I listened to her talk. Why wouldn't he say that? That's my thing. Did you listen to her? Have you ever sat down on one of those interviews and listened to stuff she said? It's hard to ignore Corey saying she don't have a degree when you've actually heard her talk. Now, if you don't listen to it and you just on some she a black woman, y'all trying to take black women down, yeah, I can understand that. But if you listen to her speak, you ain't got no business challenging Corey. And that's real talk. Because the lady is a straight nutbag.
Man,
go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
have you ever seen or dated or talked to a woman that has a degree? When have you ever met a woman that has a degree that doesn't have pictures? Ever. They gonna have a picture of them in that cap and gown, even if they did not attend the graduation. They gonna go take them pictures. They go into Ole Mills and take them pictures, bro. When they receive the degree, they gonna take pictures with that degree. They're going to do that. It's so many things missing from her story. It just does not make sense. She doesn't have one picture. You mean to tell me you went to school, you went and got an AA, a BA, a master's degree, and a PhD, and you don't have pictures of any of that? Man, come on, man.
If a
Some
black
women are
Come
woman
just
on,
get
very
a
man.
private.
Black
if a
women.
Some
black
women are
woman get
just
a
very private
diploma,
women, man.
if a black
Some
woman
women
get
are
a
just very
diploma,
private
she'll have
women.
it
No,
in her
no,
pocket.
no. In a pocketbook, right, right. And then look now, to be fair, Cheyenne Bryant, although she's not as beautiful as you see her on TV, she's still a beautiful, aesthetic looking woman. What college wasn't gonna recruit her to one of those sororities? What black woman gonna walk on the college campus looking like that and she ain't gonna end up being an AKA? Man,
She ain't going
stop it.
to She
Not
ain't no
everybody
sir.
likes sororities, man. Not everybody likes sororities.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Nah, bro.
hold
You
on,
mean to
hold
tell?
on, hold on, hold on. Because I want to say Great Black Reset. You making some fantastic points right now. And if she's about 42 years old and you get out of college about 22 years old, okay, you go back, spend a little more time to get your PhD. We talking about a little less than 20 years ago, man. Yeah, a black woman getting a degree a little
Bro,
less than 20 years ago, and she ain't stunting. She
come
got a
on, bro.
PhD and
Come
she
on,
ain't
bro.
stunting. She
Now
ain't got
she's
I don't
got
particularly.
a
I don't.
great look, bro. And we ain't
I
got
don't.
time for your simping. No, we ain't doing this today.
Wait, hold
No,
on.
we
I
rather
don't
have Lean up
see.
here today than have you up here.
Look,
No,
look, 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 look,
bro.
look, look, look.
She's
Let me
a
say what
good
I'm gonna say.
looking.
Let me say what
She's
I'm
a
gonna say. Let me say what I'm gonna
no.
say, bro.
I
I don't see.
no. I'm
I don't see
like
a
old
lot of.
P. I'm crashing out.
I don't see a lot of. I don't see. I don't see a lot of black women flexing on social media, man. That's just not something I see, bro. That's all
but
I'm
the
See,
saying.
ones
I knew it was gonna.
wait. Did you not see the ones with the PhD crack? I mean flashing out? You don't see the one with the PhD on it? Because they do it. You know, you had a conversation. They ain't
What,
telling you they had PhD.
who are these women y'all speak of, man? I must be living under a rock.
Wait, I'm
Bro,
starting to question: do she even have a college diploma? Period.
that's what I'm
man,
trying to tell you.
man.
Hey, don't get ahead of me. Don't get it. See, yeah, now y'all interrupting the host. Don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of the story.
All right, my bad.
All right. Now, look, she's 40 something years old now. She looks really good for a woman her age. Imagine what she looked like 20 years ago. You mean to tell me that fine ass 22, 23, 24 year old woman with a degree ain't take no photo ops on the college campus? Man, come on, bro. You
Bro,
ain't got none of that to present.
her daddy
That's
was a
very false.
drug dealer and she ain't got no degrees to show why her daddy did what he did. She ain't got no. Oh, come on. I mean, it's some pieces that ain't fitting. That's all I'm saying. I'm a Great Black Reset on this. It's a lot of pieces that don't quite fit in this particular puzzle. So your daddy was in the game, big time gangster, big time drug dealer, whatever case, whatever he was doing that you said he was doing. So he did all that and paid for his quote unquote baby girl to get her degree, and you ain't taking no pictures for your daddy's sacrifice.
So reset. So
Mm-hmm.
you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me if I go buy a lab coat and a clipboard and get some paper
Uh,
and pen
mm-hmm.
and rent out
Dr.
a small
Bra.
office, that I'm not a doctor? That's what you're trying to tell me.
No, you absolutely a doctor, especially
All
if you
right,
got the
thank you,
pictures to
thank
go
you,
with it.
thank you. All right, cool. Just want to make sure it's the same thing.
See, I ain't even questioning. I'm not even questioning this should go to college. All I'm saying is just provide us the pictures. That's it. We want to see that.
You mean
I
she
got
ain't
my
got
pictures,
no?
man.
Yeah, I mean, now that you think of it, has she shown any pictures? Like, did she show a picture even at the cafeteria? Like, did she go to the cafeteria? You ain't even got to show me the
No,
graduation. Did you go to the
no proof
cafeteria?
whatsoever.
Is there a university
No proof
email? Is there a
whatsoever.
university email?
Well, the
No, no,
university is defunct at this point.
we gonna start with these pictures. I don't know one black woman does not commiserate any accomplishment. You got chicks getting CNA certificates taking pictures with this bullshit, man. Come on, bro.
I
You got
mean,
LPNs taking
Lord
pictures,
have
RNs
mercy.
taking pictures. Bro, this woman went and got a PhD. That means she got at least 3 degrees. She crossed over 3 times to get a degree from her professors. Bro, there's not one photo op. This is the first black woman in the history of niggerdom that did not take a picture of her getting her degree.
Hey, Kevin said it best, man. I'm a PhD.
no, no, hold on. That wasn't him. That was a woman who wasn't asked.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Understand? That little clip was a woman who threw that out there that was not asked about her education. That goes to Great Black Reset point. You can have a conversation with them that ain't got nothing to do with college, and they gonna
Come on, man.
PhD. No,
I'm a PhD.
I got female relatives with degrees. I knew about them. Okay, they didn't hide them from me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got no secret degree.
Bro, you go in the house, in the living room, there's pictures of them on the wall with the kids and them in their garb when they got their degrees. When you get toward the back of the house, you gonna see in an office somewhere that degree gonna be up on the wall. They gonna let you know who they are.
Man, I got a cousin. I got a cousin who just graduated from University of Phoenix, and everybody knows about
Come on, bro.
I'm not
it.
dissing.
Everybody.
We not dissing the University of Phoenix. We just saying. We just saying. You know,
Hey,
shout out to the people who went to the University of Phoenix. But you know what I think the University of Phoenix students can do? You know, now I'm
What
not
you
a
think?
betting man, but I would actually bet my own money that students who went to the University of Phoenix can pull their records a few years later. I bet they can
Easily.
do that. Mm-mm-mm. But you know what? This America, man. You can live the dream. You can be it without even putting in the work. Okay? You can be it without putting in the work. Only in America, y'all. Only in America. This is just a Don King type of thing, if you ask me, y'all. Only in America could I be a female. Go to all these different places. Like, I did something, like my background has something that should get me in these particular doors. Go through those doors and get more doors offered to me, even though I ain't never had a background to go through the first door. You know? I'm gonna say this straight up. Now that all this done came out, y'all, I'm gonna just say straight up. I was trying to figure out the whole time, why was she a big deal in the first place? Now I get it, she a black woman. I'm gonna say attractive black woman, especially for the age. But I was sitting there like, why is she a big deal? Well, this is Dr. Such and Such. But did you listen to her? That's what I'd be thinking. I can't take it from I can't take your doctor from you if you got it. I can't take it from you if you got it. But I just be wondering, like, did you listen to her? You know? She may be a doctor, no disrespect to the doctor, but did you listen to her? I mean, I don't get it. It's that simple. It's that simple. To me, she should be embarrassed to mention she been to college. That's how she come off to me. You should be embarrassed to say you went to college and you only got to where you are mentally. To me, that's embarrassing. If I started a college, I wouldn't want her to tell anybody she went to my school. If I attended the same university, I would not want her to tell people she went to my university, because she's not a good look for it. It is what it is to me. But hey, people listen. People tuned in. People treated her like she was like a somebody. And I'm not saying ain't nobody a somebody, y'all. I'm just saying for her to get invited to the place she was getting invited to. Now, if I look at these locations as credible places, I'm just saying it didn't make sense to me. I'm gonna tell you straight up, and y'all know I don't like mentioning other content creators, but Shannon Sharp been famous. Should she get a seat on his? He's so big at this point. Should she get a seat with him? I was like, nah, but it happened. Nick Cannon, famous. Should she get a seat with him? No. Like what she do to even talk to these people? I'm not saying you got to quote unquote be a somebody, but I'm just saying sometimes it takes a little work to be able to sit amongst certain people. That's all I'm saying. And she talked to Cam Newton, Nick Cannon, and Shannon Sharp, which all have some pretty big names. And I'm sitting there the whole time like, what did she do to be able to talk to these people?
She got clout, Roger. I think Shea Butter said it before, man. We kind of transitioned into attention economy. So if you go viral, you get enough people following you, listening to what you're saying, even though you're just telling the majority of people what they want to hear anyway. If you gain traction behind that, that's how they get up. That's how they come
Before
up.
she went on those platforms, who knew her name?
Probably her social media following.
Bro, it couldn't have been that big.
And that was enough.
It couldn't have been. Now, I think this is just a woman
Shout out
being
to
able to. Go ahead. Go ahead,
I was
Dr.
gonna say shout out to the team of Shannon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just saying.
Mike
Go
check,
ahead.
can you hear me?
Man, we hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say shout out. My bad. I'm getting some latency. Let me finish it real quick. But shout out to the team of the guys that brought her up, that helped make her famous, because they knew she was a fraud, but they knew they could capitalize off of her before she got caught. So shout out to them brothers for doing that. I'm gonna say that.
That's an interesting take. Can't say you're wrong. Can't say you're wrong.
Reset. Say they recapture some assets for the black community.
Hey, somebody got to make money off her. That's what he said. They looked at her like, hey, somebody got to make money off her. Might as well be me. That could have went down that way. It definitely could have went down that way because I was sitting there honestly thinking like, who is she to talk to them? And I'm saying this because when I look at her compared to other guests they've had, whether I was familiar with the guests or not, these guests have done some things and have some like real huge accomplishments in their background. So I get it. And I'm sitting there like, what she do? And that's just real talk. What she do? And I don't know what that answer was. I just don't know. And then I just had to accept, okay, I guess she on there because she has a degree. That made her, I guess that's all it takes if you're a woman. They claim women are oppressed in America, but she get a degree, and all it took for her to get on these people's shows is that she had a degree. I didn't hear nothing else significant that she had done. I ain't saying she done anything significant. I don't know. I remember her talking about some charities or something that she was trying to do some work for. Was that it? Was that the deciding factor? Hey, it is what it is, man. But I'm gonna say if you looking for a woman like this to help you, man, you got a lot of problems. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're looking for a woman like this to help you, have a lot of problems because I can't listen to her and then see her helping somebody. That's what I'm saying. How can you help somebody with her mentality?
I tell you, she's
Don't talk about
I agree with
like
you,
that.
Roger. I agree with you, Roger. If you listen to this woman, oh my goodness, you got some serious mental issues in my book.
The woman admitted that she's looking to get married to somebody for the first time and still have a kid, and everything's supposed to go fine with no issue at all. It's just supposed to happen, you know. And is she engaged to somebody right now? No, wasn't engaged. At least not at the time she said it. Was she in a for real relationship with somebody at the time? Not for real, because she started talking about relationships and I'm gonna say playful ways, you know. And then they had all this stuff about, you know, she been messing with somebody on again, off again, but wasn't having the kid and wasn't marrying the person that was on again, off again. Then it was, yeah, I'm 9 years older. If I remember correctly, I'm 9 years older than this particular guy. He hit it from time to time. Paul Pierce, because he was on Paul Pierce thing then. Paul Pierce was like, so you his work, huh? And if you don't know, y'all, work is a term that NBA players use about women they smash here and there. You know what I'm saying? So when he said work, I knew what he meant. Okay, so you his work, huh? I mean, you the chick that he come to town and then he can smash. So when they talking about females are work, they're basically saying while they in town, that's somebody they hitting. Okay, and it's all good while they there, and then when they leave, they leave. But when they there, they there. It is what it is. So, you know, I don't know what she on, because I don't even know how you get into a relationship with a guy who gonna take you serious enough to marry you, but you got some other guy who's smashing on and off from time to time. And they had been together for years at this particular point. And then there was rumors about her being with some female. So you got a guy that's smashing you from time to time. You possibly have a relationship. I don't remember if it was confirmed or not, but you possibly have a relationship where you're doing something with a female. Where the dude's supposed to marry you at? Where he's supposed to get in between all that's going on? But she think everything cool and everything's fine. You know, if she wait, the right man gonna come. Now you just say, if I wait, the white man gonna come and we'll get married, and you leave it there, I can understand. But when you add we gonna have kids, and you already 41, you sound crazy. See, my thing is this, y'all. I don't need nobody to discount her. She's discounted herself many a time with some of the stuff I heard her say. You know, now shout out to Corey for doing what he did, but I didn't need Corey to say she ain't got no degree. You know, I didn't really ponder about it. I just said, well, if you listen to her speak, it's hard to say Corey wrong. And I left it alone. I did that mentally, but I never publicly said anything about her not having a degree. The only reason I'm saying something today is because she said something, not other people. She said something about her not being able to show that she even has one. Now, why would you say that about yourself? If you done did the lie all this time, you know, y'all, I ain't never heard my daddy lie, y'all. It's just a scenario. I am not saying my father's never lied. I've just literally never seen him do it. So to me, he one of the most honest people in the world. And even he say, don't tell on yourself. You done made it this far with the story. I don't even know why she just came out and said what she said. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know if she truly believed that was going to help her in any kind of way. Maybe she felt that'd be a better thing to say rather than just tell y'all stop asking me about it. Maybe she felt like that would be better. But I don't even get why she said what she said. Because if you're going to just be out there bold-faced lie with it, and you plan on being in the public eye some more, you might as well just run with it. I would have been like, yeah, people want to know I'm a doctor because they hate, trying to spin it off or something. Hey, haters gonna hate. That's what they do. But all these little things that go along with being a doctor, man, I would think that if she got Facebook or Instagram or whatever she got on social media, I would think there would be pictures of her degree, or at least her with a picture in a cap and gown. That ain't that hard to get done. You can go to a photo spot and get a professional photographer to get you in a cap and gown today. That ain't that hard to do. So I don't know why not just do that rather than be all with this. Well, let me tell you a story that y'all might believe. And then all you did was open the door for other people to say, well, when I went back to get my degree, all I had to do was go such and such, such and such. Y'all know it's so many people able to how you can go get your degree right now, no matter what school you went to. Now, all of them could be lying. Even though based on what I saw, it didn't seem like none of these folks knew each other. And they were saying similar things. It doesn't make a difference what school you went from. All you got to do is go to such and such website, put your information in, they can pull your stuff up. Now, why you got people out here saying stuff like that? But you talking about the third party that was holding your information, they only hold it for 2 years. All these internet folk out here saying, don't even worry about that. All you got to do is come over to this location. You can pull it up now. They got everybody's stuff.
Yo, that was the illest lie when she said they only hold it for 2 years. I was sitting here like, damn, B. She could have just pleaded the fifth.
I mean, they hold the medical
I ain't gonna say
she.
Go ahead. I ain't gonna say she need to stop lying. Internet, man.
I can't hear nothing he said.
Yeah, bro. We missed the whole thing. You gotta say it again. Say it now, or we can hear you. I guess now it's not coming right now. Shout out. We got a super chat. Shout out to Gregory Scholar. He say, Rhonda, Cheyenne really got herself in trouble when she said that she did not have a license and that being licensed was only for billing insurances. The professional therapist jumped on her. Now, I remember that too. I remember that, Gregory Scholar. She opened the door. Why she be opening doors and people just standing on the other side of the door with all kind of fists? Like, pow, that ain't true. Pow, that ain't true. Boom, boom. Why you say that? You lying on us. You making us look bad. Boy, I don't know what. She don't know what lie to tell. But go ahead, turn around. What was you about to say?
Yeah, the great Black Reset was saying thanks to guys that put her up there. It wasn't the guys. It was her girlfriend who got her onto
Cam Newton.
It was her girlfriend who got her.
That's right.
Not the guys.
Yeah.
It was a girl that got her.
Now that you mention it, popular. She said something about she knew somebody who knew Cam Newton. She did say something about that. Lord have mercy.
So short, you see what it is, man. She knew somebody who knew Cam, bro. You know what that is, bro. You know what that is.
You jump off.
Remember, Cam is in Atlanta.
That's the problem.
And to be honest, Cam Newton and all of them people who put them on her platforms, you should look at their platform side eye now too, because y'all don't even do the research on seeing who the fuck y'all putting in front of your people, B. And that's not good.
I mean, I'm gonna say because of her direct use of what she said she has a degree in, it's probably a good idea that we start verifying people's degrees. And maybe it's not something that's done regularly. Maybe you just accept that people got degrees, because who would say they got a degree and don't have one?
A black
woman. You ain't gonna let me get the joke off well, but
hey, remember when they was trying to verify Kevin Samuel's degree at Oklahoma State? So they know how to verify a degree.
Exactly.
Just selective. Very selective on how they go about
I'm just saying, who would say they got a degree and don't have one? That's crazy. I mean, there's lies to tell. I get it. There's lies to tell, but do you tell a lie that people can just check on? You know what I'm saying? Like, look, just because I'm the Pope But let's say I wasn't the Pope, y'all. Let's say I wasn't the Pope, because we are doing what we want today. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't gonna say this is a false narrative for today. I'm just saying because I am the Pope. If I told y'all I'm the Pope, why would I be lying about that when y'all could just look up who the Pope is? I'm just saying it's not even a smart lie. Okay, it's not even a smart lie. If I'm gonna tell you something, I at least want to tell you something that's gonna create some level of difficulty for you to find out. I don't want every person who ever had to track down they records to be talking about, hey, all you gotta do is go to such and such website, put your information in, and you can get it from any school. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Shout out to
go
shout
ahead.
out to Jerome Payne. He said, Roger, why didn't you get off the boat with me when we hold on. Roger, why didn't you get off the boat with me when we stormed the beach on D-Day? Man, I was getting big shot at. You supposed to back me up. brother Jerome, you got to forgive me. I was a little under the weather that day. That's what it was. I was a little under the weather. You remember I was hanging out with Mike, and you know he got that food poisoning. Which some people say the pizza was poison. I was with Mike. That's what happened, brother. I had Joe back, but I had a they said Mike ate that pizza by himself. Well, I grabbed 2 slices of that pizza, so I was whooped. Okay, I was whooped. Okay, now don't none of y'all look at the date of D-Day and Michael Jordan legendary game where he scored 38 with the food poisoning. Okay, don't look at the dates. Just hear what I'm saying. I was with Mike that night, and I felt bad, and I couldn't make it to Jerome. I made it to Jerome. We got over there, but once it was time to take charge, I just fell back to my quarters, man. I couldn't make it no more. I was whooped. I couldn't have helped you. I ain't no Michael Jordan. I couldn't get out there and get 38 kills and relax, man. I had to chill. So it is what it is. No. And don't y'all dare try to verify what I say. Y'all just believe me. Okay? Just believe. Because that's the way it's supposed to do. If you was real, you believe. If you was a real one, you believe. Real talk. You know. So I mean, I've been calling her Dr. Cheyenne the whole show. I ain't question her degree. I think a nutbag can get a degree. But I think other nutbags would be smart enough not to show that they're a nutbag if they got the degree. I do believe that. Okay. I don't believe it is how it used to be, but I believe the people who with the degree would be smart enough not to look crazy in public. But y'all, we finna go with the closing statements. So, Tunnel Runner, you got it, my brother. Anything you want to say in closing? Tunnel Runner, you on mute? Are you there? Tunnel Runner going twice without the once. And I guess Tunnel Runner is in the bathroom, y'all. We'll see what we can do. He done went to the bathroom. Mr. Sims, any last words you want to give on this one?
No, other than these people, you should have to have a license to even be on social media talking to people nowadays. Like it's something got to be regulated with this. And if you thought that she was a doctor, you need some work done to your brain also. You definitely do. If you thought she was a doctor, you ain't wrapped too tight. So a lot of people out there who we got a lot of people who just ain't wrapped too tight. You could just tell them anything. So man, keep just be diligent on who you listening to.
Right. I'm gonna say, y'all, if you listen to him, it's definitely your fault. See, I think you come to my show and be cool with everything you listen to. Because except for today, we don't really like false narratives over here. But hey, I can't tell y'all who listen. You do what you want to do. All right. Now, shout out to Dr. Shea Butter Clockett. Any last words you want to give before we go?
Yeah, there needs to be repercussions because at the end of the day, the consumer needs to be protected, and she's harming people. And I'll leave it there.
All right. And shout out to Luck Man. He say, so she has her bachelor's in trigonometry, not PhD. Well, I'm going to say this, brother. She definitely fooling somebody out here. That's for sure. She's definitely out here fooling somebody. You know, shout out to her, though. Shout out to her a line behind, because we can't trust nothing that come out of her mouth. But shout out to her, though. Shout out to her. All right, Dr. Love, any final words you want to give before we...
I wish I had something to say about this, man, but I don't got nothing to say about this. I really don't. I have no final words.
Shout out to No Placeholder. Got this one in before we left. He say, and shout out to you, brother. He say, educational institutions back up their data. Liar. Ooh. So now I see what No Placeholder did right there. No Placeholder is implying that if you went to this particular school, or this particular school, even though it's now defunct, just as a college student, you would back up what you said, which is exactly what you didn't do. Interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. That's very interesting. But we got Dr. GBI here, you know, to make a final statement. Glad you're back, brother. Glad you're back. Where would you like to go with this one, my brother?
I'm gonna be brief. I apologize, y'all. My electricity went out. But I'm back. I'm gonna say to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, I ain't gonna say you lying. I ain't gonna even say you need to quit lying. I'm just gonna say you need to quit lying on the internet. I land my plane there.
All right, okay, y'all. I'm gonna say I appreciate everybody who came to the show. If you new here and you like getting the best content on social media, make sure you subscribe. We do this Monday through Fridays, 9 a.m. Chicago time. Now where Dr. Brian at? Chicago time. I don't know where she at. You know what I'm saying? She can say she in Chicago, but I wouldn't believe her. Look, man, real talk, y'all. The lady is a nice looking lady, especially for a 41-year-old. All right. The lady knew somebody who knew somebody, obviously. You know, she knew somebody enough where she was able to get on a strong content creator show. A famous man, you know, Cam Newton, played for the Carolina Panthers. All around good guy, I guess. Not mad at him. Not mad at him. All right. She showed her whole behind when she got on there, though. She definitely showed her whole behind. And it looked like she went out there to embarrass the host, which I don't understand why that was necessary to try to embarrass the host. But that's what she did. That's what she chose to do with her opportunity. Now, she went to more places after that, did somewhat the same things in those places. And I don't know if women change their mind about her doctorate degree because she made a statement that was positive toward black men, because I didn't even get that from the story. Okay. I'm not saying that was the reason. It's likely, though. There's a lot of likeliness in that being the actual reason that triggered them. But I'm going to say this. If you're going to do social media and you're going to be a fake, it's okay. Y'all know there's things called stories and there's something called fiction. You don't have to pretend you're somebody in the real world when you can just say I'm anything you want to be in your fictional story. And guess what, y'all? People like entertainment. You ain't got to be fake in real life. Just be who you is. Be proud of yourself, whoever you are. And if you don't like yourself where you can be proud, then just change what you're doing. It's going to be all right. Now, look, I'm not going to even attempt to take this lady's degree from her. But what I am going to say, according to the information she gave, she can't find her degree neither. So that's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to take it from her because she couldn't even find it to give it to me. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.